Yeah, man! Serious times down in Johannesburg. Watch the fire now. Listen! The horns! Oh, yeah. The stage was set, the lights were low for the big G20 show. Leaders coming from across the sea to talk about the world economy. Johannesburg was dressed to impress, ready to clean up the global mess. But before the first gavel could sound, a different kind of noise started going around. Now everybody talking about Cyril's big blunder. He lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. The see politicians step up to the mic, spewing out words that nobody like. They open their mouths and the fire jump out, insulting America, scream and shout. They're telling tall tales, they're telling the lies, right there under the African skies. And the media catch it, they run with the ball, they amplify the noise until the whole thing falls. Talking about Cyril's big blunder, he lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah. Watch the house of cards, they're tumbling on. Yeah, blow it down, what a mess. I look at the president sitting up high, I see that little twinkle in his eye. He cracking that smile, that devious grin, while the diplomatic ice is getting very thin. You think the eagle gonna take that heat? Nah, sir, they won't take a seat. No Uncle Sam at your Josie party. You chase them away, you're acting too hearty. It's Cyril's big blunder, he lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah, yeah, they staying away America now come to Johannesburg today. You set the house on fire, man, what kind of plan? Cyril, wipe that smile off your face. It's a disgrace. No, sir. No, sir.
Marvin Divine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Good afternoon, good evening, folks. Welcome back. The program is Chris live in central Pennsylvania with a massive update on Reconciliation Day, the 16th of December, Geloof de Dag in South Africa. Bat crap, crazy stuff breaking this hour. Hang on. Just checking the volume there, the audio. So many things happening here, literally running around here. Dante van Wyk, welcome to you. So let me give you an update here. We've got lots of news to cover. My computer went bat crap crazy. I had to reboot. I couldn't log into my studio, so that's why the delay. It took 15 minutes to sort that out, so apologies for that. Also, the internet crapped out on me earlier when I was trying to broadcast with Byron Shepard. That interview is recorded, that conversation. I'll upload it later on, but we have more pressing news right now to talk about. Specifically, I'm a little bit out of breath, just ran back and forth in the building here. So let's just talk about what has unfolded today. DJ Warris was murdered, assassinated today. And I do have commentary on that from his friend Rob Hersoff. And so let's just quickly listen to what Rob had to say about this today after I informed him.
I've just heard the news that my brother, my friend, my fellow supporter of Western civilization and the Judeo-Christian faith was murdered today in Johannesburg. I just want to say he was the most loving, compassionate, friendly, honest, open, decent human being. And it is a tragedy beyond belief. Wallace, we love you. We miss you. May you rest in peace, brother.
From Rob Hersoff about the assassination of DJ Wallace today. In addition, I can give you some updates. There was a event which I covered. DJ Wallace was murdered. I'm going to cover that in depth here shortly, but let me just cover a few things here very quickly. I began receiving phone calls, messages from all over South Africa, particularly from Johannesburg, about 2 or 3 hours ago, and frantic messages about things unfolding in Johannesburg, in Sandton. And so I looked into it. I quickly contacted people in the U.S. government to confirm whether this was going on. Not that I distrusted the people contacting me, but I also wanted official sources. I did confirm. In fact, what we know at this hour is that at approximately 1:30 this afternoon, there were dozens of BMI, appear to be BMI, border management and immigration officials wearing khaki uniforms who raided the U.S. Refugee Processing Center in South Africa, in Johannesburg. They showed up there. They intimidated the applicants, the refugee applicants. They forced the U.S. personnel to evacuate the location. And we did hear people who understand Nguni languages, hear them speaking about trying to get their hands on the register of those who had been signing into this particular location. This is a diplomatic provocation of unprecedented size. This is a shocking violation of U.S. sovereignty. Let's be clear about this from the very beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Those U.S. people there are diplomats. They arrived in South Africa with diplomatic passports. Their intention was declared to the South African government, who received them, who allowed them to come into the country, and who now have raided their operations in a clear violation of the Vienna Convention, clear violation of the Vienna Conventions on diplomatic protocols. This is a provocation unprecedented in recent history. This will lead to a reaction by the Trump administration of some sort, and I believe that was the intent. The other intent of this was to intimidate South Africans to not partake in this refugee program. And I would tell all of you who are interested in this program, again, I have never asked anyone to leave South Africa. I'm heartbroken that anyone ever leaves South Africa. But I'm going to tell you right now, Stan Sam, South Africa. This is beyond the pale, this action. This is shocking in its activity. These people showed up at this site, border immigration. Why? In the middle of Gauteng. This isn't the border. This isn't Beitbridge. This is not Kopfontein. This is Joburg. What is going on here? This is a serious diplomatic provocation. No doubt, if Mad Max is here or somebody like that is here, if you could watch keep an eye on Carolyn Levitt. Let me know if they're going to have a press conference with Carolyn Levitt, because she will no doubt talk about this today. This is going to be serious. No, it wasn't on U.S. consulate grounds, not on U.S. soil, James, but that doesn't matter. Diplomats are afforded and accorded the Vienna Conventions and protocols. That's why they are immune from arrest under most circumstances. Yeah. So let me also update you on this. Okay, thank you, Mad Max. I know you keep track of that, so let me know if Carolyn Levitt comes up so I can go live with that. Hopefully my internet connection won't get wonky here. But let me just say the following very quickly here, folks. Here's the situation. The people scheduled to fly out of South Africa tonight on a flight as refugees will not be flying out. That includes people currently in the chat. Who haven't communicated, but I know they're here watching. People who are supposed to fly out tonight will not be flying out tonight. This is an unprecedented provocation. I have heard from senior people across South Africa, some in government, many in the private civil sector, and many South African citizens who are alarmed at this. This is very alarming. By this very action, the government of South Africa has confirmed everything that Donald Trump has said, that South Africa's racial minorities are victims of unjust persecution. Why in the world would border management immigration be showing up at a Joburg guest house to interrogate or harass people? Also, many of the people who were present who were processing as refugees said they were intimidated. They were taking videos of them. They were making photographs of them, threatening them. This is surreal. This is Animal Farm. This is George Orwell's 1984. The South African government has made a major misstep today. It cannot be by mistake. This occurred on, of all days, Reconciliation Day. We are told endlessly about how reconciliation is so important, and Ubuntu and unity. We just heard this stuff coming from Ramaphosa, his spirit of Ubuntu at the G20 summit, and this is how they react on Reconciliation Day. Of course, Reconciliation Day historically has been Geloftedag, the day of the vow. That has been the covenant. That has been the date of this under the National Party and previous governments. That's how this day was celebrated as a national holiday. The ANC changed it to Reconciliation Day in the spirit of Ubuntu. What kind of Ubuntu is this? What kind of Ubuntu is this? This is Ubushit. This is Ubushit. This is not Ubuntu. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, the flight for those who are, now the flight itself is probably not canceled, it's a commercial flight, but those who are expecting to depart tonight on a refugee flight to the States, that would be like any time now. They would have been at the airport right now. They are not going anywhere tonight. I do not know the status of those people as far as what's going to happen to them, whether the U.S. government will pay to keep them in a hotel or what's going to happen. I do not know. All I can tell you is that this is a serious, serious provocation. This is stupid beyond belief. This can only have been intentional. The only recourse here is if an official in the South African government at the provincial, local level took a decision of their own, but it seems too coincidental. Also, the murder and the assassination of DJ Waris today, who's been speaking out about what's happening in the country, is also not coincidental. It is shocking what is happening in South Africa, folks. Shocking. It is only going to get worse from here. Let's get to the news. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done already, folks. Appreciate you being here. If you're not a subscriber, please become one. This is where you get independent, cogent, lucid, thoughtful, insightful analysis each and every day. I do my best to bring you this news from around the world, where I read the news in English, German, French, Afrikaans daily to keep abreast of events and bringing my decades of experience together as an intelligence analyst. The spirit they have is hate. What they show and tell are two different things. Say things that people want to hear, but the complete opposite. Yep, it was intentional. Cyril will be shocked once again. Yes, greetings again. Ubuntu is made up BS as a cover to justifying actions. All South Africans treat each other with Ubuntu without making any issue. Exactly, you're right, Charles. It's proved racial injustice discrimination indeed happening. Here they have shouted to the world, and this with exactly. That's exactly right. Yep. Yep. Tell us to leave the country, but when we do, they get upset. The reason they don't want us to leave is that they want us here so they can punish us. Yep, I think you're right, Jackie. Border control officials controlled by national government, not local. I know that, Philip. I'm aware of who controls it, but that doesn't mean that local officials didn't play a role. You know, you say that they're controlled, but it's also a public holiday. They're not working today. They are not working today. These people are not working. The fact they did this on a national holiday sends a very clear message. Yep, all right. Well, we'll see if they get away with it. Let's get to it. Any electric devices compromised. We do not know that, Holden. I don't know if the case. I know that that the U.S. official security forces take those things, so you can't take them in for the interviews. Don't know if they were compromised. When we stay, they tell us to leave. When we leave, they want us to stay. Now they intimidate. They are deliberately provoking the U.S. That is correct, Leon. That is exactly what is going on here. On to the news, ladies and gentlemen, before I lose my internet connection here. Yusuf Abrangi reports that the gunman walked up to him and fired a single shot. DJ Waris was involved with a security company. They're actively involved with evictions. DJ Waris shot dead in Joburg Central Business District. Radio and club DJ Warwick Stock, properly known as DJ Waris, was shot and killed on Tuesday in the Johannesburg CBD in what is believed to have been an eviction showdown. Reports suggest that he was actively involved with a security company and they were busy with evictions when an unknown gunman walked up to him and fired a single shot. Tributes have begun to pour in for the popular DJ. Speaking to SABC News, his sister, Nicole Stock, said the family was still struggling to process his death. I'm still in shock. I don't have words. I'm broken and shattered. We know he was a voice for many people around the country. He spoke out bravely about issues that not many people were willing to speak about. This is tremendous loss. He also appealed to social media users to act responsibly and refrain from sharing graphic images related to his death. Build one South African leader, Musi Maimane, condemned the killing, describing it as a shock to the nation. The brazen murder of DJ Waris in broad daylight is a true shock to all South Africans. I offer my deepest condolences to his family, friends, and fans at this difficult time. We have lost one of the most outspoken and patriotic young South Africans. DJ Waris was someone who I got to go here now, someone who where the heck's it go? It's different. That's not. They changed it. He changed the post. Someone who is a voice for many in his country, someone whose blood and tears are committed to his nation. We call upon South African Police Service to quickly act to arrest the hitmen. The Mancade, the political killings task team must be expanded, extended. Musi Maimane. I'm broken. DJ War's sister shattered after the murder in Joburg CBD. The Johannesburg CBD has come to a standstill as police comb the scene following the murder of Warwick. DJ Warris Stock, a former radio DJ and producer, was shot dead Tuesday. The 40-year-old was gunned down outside the Carlton Center. That's where it happened. Police have cordoned off the area. Police spokesman Captain Tinswala Sibeko stated officers were at the scene and would release further details once they were verified. Tremendous loss. Mzansi Magic mourns the passing of Warwick Stock, a.k.a. DJ Warris. Deep sadness, the passing of Warwick Stock, affectionately known to audiences as DJ Warris. The beloved media personality is a vibrant, valued member of the Mzansi Magic family and was currently hosting the reality series Inkiko Ibiza. Known for his charisma, warmth, and sharp wit, he had a rare ability to navigate complex human emotions with sincerity, making him perfect fit for the lead of the show. Unbelievable, folks. It's unbelievable. It's shocking events unfolding in South Africa today on Reconciliation Day. Reconciliation Day. South Africa's government violated Vienna Conventions, raiding a U.S. embassy operation, an operation known to them. Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness. I don't know who they were, Vanessa, and we don't know if that was really their uniforms, but we know they were South African officials. I'm aware of the register they want, Rena. I'm also not aware that they got it or not. Unbelievable. What a crazy day. An unbelievable day. Rest in peace, DJ Warris. A look inside his final hours. News just in about popular radio and television personality DJ Warris' tragic passing. The former live AMP presenter is said to have been shot and killed today. Moments before his passing, he was active on social media, updating his page with some posts raising concern about his final moments. According to experts, the former live AMP presenter and YFM host was shot and killed in Joburg. While the circumstances past remain a mystery, his social media pages seemingly offered a glimpse in his final moments. The last update on his Twitter at 12:12 was a response to a standoff between police and several criminals in Northwest. An incident he believed would have been solved had the police taken action. Traffic officers should have unloaded 2 full clips one at a time. What is this nonsense? Meanwhile, just weeks prior, he shared his thoughts on controversial businessman Vusi Ket Mtatla. He often uses his platform to dissect how controversial figures navigate the legal system, positioning himself as a digital watchdog for his followers. These posts reveal that even in his final hours, he was focused on the realities of South African life, the very same environment that would tragically claim his life just hours later. Shocking. Shocking. Once again, for those just tuning into the program, a number of events have unfolded here today, the 16th of December, 2025. The first of which, of course, is at 1:30 this afternoon in Johannesburg at a lodge, a guest house where the United States have been processing refugee applicants to come to the United States. The South African government, border management, Home Affairs, whoever they were, officials showed up in uniform and raided the location. American officials, diplomats quietly evacuated the place. I understand, according to those who were present, who were being processed, the American officials did an excellent job getting people out. Let me change this very quickly. That's not going well. Not going well at all. Hang on, folks. I tried to do this easily, and that's not working. Just twisting everything up. What a mess. 9. Should be 0 on this one. There's a 0. Okay. There we go. That's a 6, not a 9. Shoot. There's a 9. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that. This is distracting me. Looking back there, seeing this saying 10 the whole time. Okay. There we go. 9 days to Christmas. The American officials evacuated these people in good order, from what I understand. And the officials in uniform were intimidating the refugee applicants, saying, "Ah, you want to leave the country? We know who you are." Yeah, so what I say, folks, is don't be intimidated by this fascist brown shirt behavior of South African officials. What they have just done is they have just confirmed everything that Donald Trump has claimed about South Africa, but racial minorities suffering unjust persecution. That is what has happened here. We saw yesterday the chaos unfolding in KZN's legislature as MK and EFF got in fights. Unbelievable what's happening in South Africa. It is a crazy Christmas season, to say the least. I can't update at this hour that those South Africans who are leaving tonight as refugees to America will not be departing. Their tickets are canceled for tonight. They will not be coming. Let me see what this is. The Joburg Metro Police Department has a notice. Let's see what this says. That was posted yesterday. We're actively monitoring, enforcing compliance against unauthorized events across the city of Joburg. Holding a public event, especially a large gathering of people operating from a venue or temporary structure, requires prior written approval. Non-compliance is an offense under emergency services laws. Events organizers do not proceed without a permit. Event was shut down. What event? Oh, there's a music event. I don't know that that's it. That might be used as an excuse to say it. We need Bruce Willis. Yeah. What is that about, Mad Max? Don't want to leave here. Just have proved that Donald Trump has been correct all along. Correct, Irene Berger. That's exactly what they've done. During the cultural orientation, they say that Southern government will be informed of the details of refugees after they're out. Why? What about family left behind? I don't have an answer for you on that, Stratcott. I have no idea on that. I don't know why they would tell you that. The tickets are canceled for security reasons, to my knowledge, Anton. Yes, but I need confirmation there. These were khaki uniforms. No one's allowed cell phones inside the venue, but your cell phones are surrendered at the entrance to the venue. So keep that in mind. Yes, Ebola, I think this will accelerate the program. I think that they have made a huge mistake. Yes, the ANC has disregarded the Vienna Conventions and diplomatic protections and protocols. Yeah, all this happening on the same day. No, Pat Mystery. I'm reading the message that he sent. They put out an edict. They'll probably try to cover their ass by saying this was an illegal gathering. But the problem is that the South African government is aware of these events. They've been occurring for months now. They know about these interviews. The people there conducting interviews have diplomatic passports, came on a diplomatic visa, declared their intention to the South African government. They allowed them in the country. Many of them have been there for 3 months and are just about to return home for the holidays. This is a shocking disregard for the Vienna Conventions. The South African government running around during the G20 talking about the U.S. violating diplomatic norms and protocols. That's not true. It's quite the opposite. That is correct, Dante. They will not be leaving because of what happened today. No, they haven't violated the Geneva Convention. They violated the Vienna Conventions. Geneva Conventions are about wartime crimes against humanity and refugees and asylum seekers. The Vienna Conventions govern international diplomatic relations. ANC cannot afford the loss anymore. They need your money, your silence. The people rowing the boat are leaving. Eventually the ship sinks. We stand with you. Good luck, guys, says Severny. On RT, they're saying that South Africa will be part of G20 next year. Not sure how they will get visas. They meet in UK next year. I really hope you read this and give some input. See, I travel nowhere without protection. Do I surrender it, security, and hopefully it will be safe? I don't understand what you're getting at. They close the borders. Do we have other recourse for leaving? Well, okay. Freedom Doritz, the borders of South Africa are porous. Close the borders? They can't close the borders. I mean, they can with Namibia because you got the Orange River you got to cross, but they can't close the borders with Botswana or Eswatini or Lesotho or Mozambique. You just wander across the border. No, I wouldn't worry about charter. Okay, Sandy, charter flights have nothing to do with this. Okay, unless you want to get more people out. So again. What's the potential fallout, NATO captain? Serious. This is a serious violation of diplomatic norms. These are accredited diplomats who are there with the approval of the South African government. And this raid on their operations, which were disclosed to the South African government, is beyond the pale. They're not going to close the borders. They can't close the borders. That's a joke. We had a hard time closing our borders. Yes. Well, I don't know, Sebastian. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are in the process. I don't know when you're leaving. How can I answer that question? Dante van Wyk, I will say again, the people scheduled to leave tonight are not leaving. They would be boarding a plane in a few minutes. It's now 7 p.m. Flights out of South Africa leave 8:30, so time frame roughly, unless they're delayed. So they are not flying tonight. I actually know a person personally whom I know, whom I've met many times, who was supposed to be on that plane. Yep. Who's disclosing information? Stop that. If I got a mod here, remove that. What does the Colonel predict? What will U.S. do about this? Sanctions. I predict sanctions. Targeted sanctions against ANC officials. What do I suggest people do? Stop panicking. Calm down. For the coloreds and the Indians and the white English speakers, no offense, but let's use Afrikaans. Mboa makamplan. Calm down. Take a deep, deep breath, okay? They cannot put an end to the refugee program. They cannot put an end, and it will not end. This will only intensify Donald Trump's efforts. The U.S. has made a whole island of crap storm delivery just off Mauritius. Huh? This is what they want. They want to stop the process. It won't stop the process, Strotcut. The only way it stops the process is if people give into it and live in fear. Yes, close the borders, that's a joke. This government, we've raided the interviews today to prove a point. This country doesn't have enough power to close borders. Can the idiots that reveal information like that can be discounted from going? Well, they can. They can lose their status, absolutely. People, okay, do you know, I don't understand, Helena. What is your question? Was everybody okay after the raid? Yes, no one was injured. Rayon Cronier, sorry everyone that was supposed to fly out. Don't stress. It'll be okay. Exactly. Please see last WhatsApp message. Okay, yes. Don't stress. Okay, so it was Home Affairs. It was Home Affairs. Yep, I've got a picture of the image here. Yeah, no, I know, Mad Max. I know that. I'm not going to confirm the number of people, but there were people supposed to fly out. They've been taken to a safe location. U.S. is assuring their safety this evening. Yes, watch the sanctions list coming out. Yeah, the employees are fine, Helen. Employees are fine. The refugee applicants are fine. Information I had was as many as 1,000 people were there at that location today, and these people showed up around 7 o'clock in the morning and started harassing and taking photographs, and then it went from there. Doesn't look like the U.S. is taking the smartest off. Some of these comments are too good. I don't understand what that means. Comments are too good. It's a possibility of leaked personal information which the government can use now to target people. Martin von Staden, anything is possible. Anything is possible. We don't know. There are many unknowns. I was in touch with U.S. officials earlier today to confirm the information I was receiving from South Africans. They did confirm it. They did confirm U.S. employees were evacuated from the site as well as the refugee applicants. Yes, and the U.S. government is quite well aware of this. The White House knows about this. That's why we've got Mad Max monitoring Carolyn Levitt to see if she comes up. And if she does, I'll go live with that. Is the U.S. allowed to use American security at these sites? Well, they could have diplomatic security at them, but that diplomatic security is not as robust or as plentiful as it could be. No, the Nazis didn't let Jews leave before the Holocaust. You're correct. Some got out before the Holocaust started. They were smart. But not because of the Nazis. You're welcome, Helen. ANC's fully alighted. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me put this in perspective. Today is Reconciliation Day. This is the date that's supposed to bring together South Africans for Ubuntu and for unity. The date that South Africans are supposed to forget the troubles of the past and have a shared existence, coexistence. This date of coexistence, the South African government chose to violate the Vienna Conventions, raid a site where U.S. diplomats were working, diplomats that they declared, diplomats that they allowed into the country to process people for this program. Raid it with Home Affairs officers in uniform. Why do Home Affairs officers wear uniforms? Wow. This is iced tea. That's just my White House thermos I purchased. Misuse of government resource imposed authority. It's a warning. The next step will be armed intervention, most likely. Yep. The security is locals. That's what we saw and didn't understand it. I don't understand what you're trying to say, Johan Kokomor. Those security is locals. They are locals. You don't understand. I don't understand what you're getting at. You don't understand. I'm a little confused. Yeah, I don't know, Xavier. They had what appeared based on the description. I finally saw a photograph sent to me now that says Home Affairs on it. So I'm not going to show it because it's an individual, and I don't know where that photo came from. But anyway, FD program will be streamlined even more after this. No need to prove persecution where just medical's background. James DeWall, you may be very well correct. You may very well be correct. A couple super chats coming in. My apologies for not catching them. Leon Schreiber and Johnny Podge better be on that list. Johnny Podge. Time to support Western Cape Independence. Thank you, Kirkland Red, $1.99. Thank you, Kirkland Red. Do you work at Costco? Mad Max, I saw that message. Thank you for that. A little bit of super chat coming here, folks. This is beyond the pale. When we applied for our birth certificates, the guy told us to our face that USA will accept our certificates with faults. They know we're all leaving. They didn't say a thing. Yeah. SANDF does not have the power to dominate the borders. SANDF did, and we're in full control. Yes, they were, Solomon. You're correct. Wait, wearing camo uniform when Army does not have. Yep. 2 weeks ago, I sent email to Amerikaners, RSC, and yourself about active surveillance. No reply. Okay. I have not seen an email from you. Is that the name you sent it under? And the mission of RSC and Amerikaners is not to take your complaints about surveillance. That's not who does it. And did you send it under a username or a different name? I need to know. Never seen the message. In fact, you sent me 2 weeks ago, and you're just now showing up in the stream to tell me this now. I didn't. You should have just told me to go check the email. Thank you for the 70 Rand, though. Never trust local security. Correct. Please listen to Colonel Chris. He will update everybody. Don't panic. Exactly. Do not panic. That's the bottom line here. There can be no doubt anymore about the truth about South Africa getting threatened and intimidated by your own government. See, that's exactly right. Let me explain this very quick before I get to the Fabian Super Chat. The purpose of government is to ensure a safe space and the collective security needs of the polity. We form governments to represent us, to protect our collective needs. National defense, defense from threats within, criminal and insurrection, and sedition. The government's role is to protect you. Here, the government is willfully being used on a public holiday, raiding a diplomatic activity of a foreign nation that is perfectly within the purview of the law, and intimidating South African citizens. Thugs in uniform intimidating fellow South Africans. To what end? This verifies everything Trump has ever said. They cannot deny that any longer. They cannot deny that any longer. Fabian, thank you. This is my first contribution. You charter flight for us. I don't think 99 is going to help me charter a flight. It's going to take a lot more, but thank you for that. Okay, just tell them you have a contract in Australia. Exactly. That's what I've told people. You're going to Australia. You're going to the UK. They were there since 7 a.m. searching vehicles. Why would we allow to do that? Do they have a warrant? If they didn't have a warrant, this is a criminal act. Embassy website update. Okay, thank you. Zedang, let me go there. Let's see what they say about this, if they got a statement out. I don't know. I may have been contacted by some people too. Let me see. I'm looking to see if I've been contacted by anybody. No, I haven't been updated for a while now. Okay, last I heard from somebody that's in authority was about 9:52. Okay. Oh, the embassy. Oh, that's March. Okay, that's not now. So I don't see what's new here. I'm looking. November 4th. There's no update. There's no update on the embassy website. Maybe on Twitter there might be an update. Let me go there. Let me see something. U.S. Embassy, South Africa. That's not it. I can't find it. Anyway. When you don't know a Twitter title, it's hard to find things. I can't find it. Anyway, it's not important. Anyway, I find nothing on the embassy website. It's not been updated. I don't know who said that. Security guard is local security guards working their place. Even the building closed. That building knew of what's going on. Okay. Dear Colonel Chris, we appreciate your help and love for South Africa. I'm 80 years old. My son forced me to watch and comment because if you didn't answer, I swear it's Bible faith. Don Janssen from Rensburg, thank you for your viewership and your patronage. Freya Menz, hello. Move the offices. What's this? It jumped on me here. Okay. Move the offices, secure place. Possible stall to passport applications. Went to Capitec yesterday, but an accountant woman that served me asked me when I'm leaving for America. Yes, the government is supposed to protect, not persecute. German ambassador's egg on his face now. Yes, he does. How the diplomats wouldn't be scared now to continue interviews. Yep. Okay, email. We have to send our questions who doesn't reply because no one to handle emails. That's a problem, but they're focused on getting people processed. Lost questions here and there. Exactly, Helena. We really need an urgent save. We really need to get out immediately, which is impossible now. Did send you an email under my name. Oh, okay. Well, Charles, that's not the person who just wrote. Okay. Who is speculating, Daryl? Yes, I already told people to calm down. Can't people can't people that completed everything before the shutdown be expedited? Sadly, how Metro Police is automatic right to search vehicles. That's scary. Okay. All right. They intimidated the USA diplomats too, not just South Africans. Okay, well, altruism, that I'm not familiar with. I wasn't present. You're the first person to tell me that. If that, in fact, is true, that is currently being relayed to Washington, D.C., and when Carolyn Levitt goes live, man, she will lay it out. It's not going to spark a gunpowder's end. It's not going to start a war. No, it's not that serious. Wanted to say congratulations on being invited to the White House. Must have felt good for all your work and me who impact. You're a great man. Well, thank you for that 2025. But I mean, I've been to the White House many times, but that was while I was still serving in uniform. But as a private citizen, yeah, I had never been asked to go there. Why did the private security not demand papers? I guess I wasn't there. I don't know what they did. No, I did not meet Donald Trump, but I was in D.C. recently on Friday. Yep, 1,300 people watching. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Okay. My guess is the U.S. will add security to processing sites. No, that's not going to stop something like this. They can't. These are South African authorities. They have the right to do things. However, raiding a embassy website embassy site where they're working, is not smart. They do what they want, legal or illegal. There will be an NC excuse as to why it happened to calm the U.S. reaction. They know the game is over, so sorry, stay strong. It was down for a while, and when it came back on top, the logo was linked to America's emergency numbers. I know it was never because that emergency information is always there. That's always emergency information for Americans, for alerts and stuff. As an American citizen, you're supposed to register with your embassy in the country you live in when you're abroad because they have to have plans to evacuate Americans. So I haven't seen the trolls. I must have missed that. Issue being that the government is not worried to raid a refugee office. What next? They won't exactly. When is U.S. speaking live? I don't know, guest, and I'm not saying. I expect that the only reaction today would come from the White House press secretary who gives a briefing. Well, Nina Osborne, if the U.S. does sanction South Africa, they won't sanction the country. They'll sanction the people responsible for this. Kirkland Red, I love talking geopolitics. The United States needs an ally or as close as possible to the Cape. South Africa is now our opposition. Well, we have an ally in Botswana, although they've been a little dodgy lately. But that's mostly because they've been in turmoil. Finally, the BDP is no longer in power first time. Oh, sorry, a second. All right, status. If your status is a refugee, are you now protected by USA? Well, we can't protect people that are not under our custody. So yeah, you're not protected until you're under custody. No warrant, a criminal offense. That's what I'm saying, Dale Marie. I think it's a criminal offense. Interviews in Canada will be moved to consulates. That's not practical. We don't have the resources or the location to do that. Also, it makes you a target. That's why they were being conducted off-site. Yeah. Rita says, thank you for continued service. I seek for myself, but knowing you are here for us already makes me feel more at ease. Okay. You're welcome. Uncle, will you react live when the U.S. responds like, yes, I will, as long as I have internet that's been acting up. Honestly, I'm not scared, just angry that this happened. My anger overrides my fear. It just proves we made the right decision to leave, says Kim Mad. Wonder where Germany is. Yeah, that Eisbein and Hefeweizen. Yep, exactly, Garrett. Thanks, Chris, for everything you're doing. You're welcome. Dante von Vijk is in the chat. Listen to Chris when he told people to keep quiet about when and where you're going. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Thank you. What have I been saying from the very beginning in this whole process? Stop being blabbermouths. Stop telling people where locations are. Stop telling people you're leaving the country. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. There may be some people you have to tell in your family, grandparents, parents, something. Keep it to yourself. I know from the very beginning, I warned people they are spiteful, vindictive people, and they are the same. They're brown like you. They're Indian like you. They're white like you, who will drop dimes on you. I know after I gave that advice of a family where the guy lost his job because his sister was pissed off that he was going to leave and told the employer, hey, Bobby's going to leave. And he got fired. And he hasn't had work in 6 months now. Shut your mouths. Keep it to yourselves. I don't know why this is so complicated. You would never open your mouth until you arrive in the States. Just keep it to yourself. All right. Now, that doesn't affect what happened today. Hang on a second. That's not the question I asked. It's driving me nuts, the Veterans Organization. If you're going to KSA, RSA, get visa on arrival. No idea what you're talking about there, Captain Kurt. All right, what else? Professor G has just put up an 8-minute video. What did Professor G say? About what? Yeah, I've told people, stop telling people. I gave up because everybody's doing it now. Stop telling people you got a phone call, you got connected, okay? True, but it doesn't make sense why they would try to stop you. All this just doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense, Spinner Cruz, if you stop looking at it from a narrow, parochial-focused, my personal concerns issue and pull yourself back, open the aperture up, and look at the geostrategic position. South Africa has aligned itself with Tehran, Beijing, and Moscow, an alliance of evil. Cuba, which that really doesn't matter in the scheme of things. South Africa's ANC is aligned in that camp. Look at this in the bigger picture of South Africa acting on behalf of larger actors using South Africa as a proxy. And the ANC is all too happy to do it. If you look at it from that standpoint, it becomes much more obvious and less complicated and less confusing. If you look at it from a standpoint that you're a refugee wannabe or you're a South African just trying to live peacefully, it doesn't make sense. But if you pull that aperture back, open it up, expand your view to a geopolitical perspective, you will understand that this makes perfect sense. Most of these government students will start to try to move their looted tax money to Chinese bank accounts when SWIFT gets shut down. Yep. Mike, stop, ask, cock, guess, stay calm, and listen to Colonel. To this day, I still don't know where that interview sites are. Well, that's good. Sorry. You didn't know from me because I never said it. The pot isn't boiling anymore. It exploded. People are ignorant. Even when we were there, we saw at least 3 people on their phones, and the American staff had to tell them to go put it away. Security at 2 points before tell us to leave phones. Exactly. America needs to sanction the whole. ANC will bribe the A to do business for them. This time, USA needs to protect their diplomats. Yep. Hi, Chris. What do you think the ramifications will be following today's raid on the refugee office? What would I recommend President Trump do? Well, you're going to put me on the spot here. I mean, I am an independent journalist, but I'm also a consultant, also a security expert and analyst, and a geopolitical strategist. So from my geopolitical strategist hat, let's put that on. Oh, hang on, let's put that hat on. Okay. So geopolitical strategist, let me put that hat on. If I worked in the U.S. government, I don't. If I worked in the U.S. government, I would first off not respond immediately. I would have a press conference today, and I would have Carolyn say if this is unprovoked, clear violation of diplomatic protocols and Vienna Conventions. We're disturbed by the actions of South Africa, violating the sanctity of diplomatic operations. These diplomats were declared to South Africa. They were granted diplomatic visas by the South African government. They weren't doing anything illegal. They were complying with the Vienna Conventions, and this goes beyond the pale. This is unacceptable behavior by the government of South Africa, and there will be consequences. And I would leave it like that. Behind the scenes, I would follow the advice that I would give the U.S. government from the very outset, and that is that you have to have someone with the gravitas to be talking to South Africa who is someone who has access to people in power and try to calm the situation down. But I would go there, not simply trying to calm the situation down, I would go there with a very clear warning. If we don't see something about this done quickly by this date, these are the following consequences. This will happen to you and to you and to you. So get your vacation in now, because your Visa and MasterCard won't work effective this date unless this is done. Yes, it's a clear violation, altruism, of the Vienna Conventions. Yep. Well, I wish everyone would just watch my streams and listen too. Our podcast has done extremely exemplary, keeping us updated, informed. Thanks to all. So I don't know who's keeping me updated, but you're welcome. Why can they block your passport unless... well, governments can take anybody's passport away. You can sue them, but they can take your passport away. Did I meet Brent Bozell? No, Garrett, I'll answer that. I haven't met him. Yeah, Aquavistar, you're late to the program. We could cover that at the outset of this. When did this thing start? 45 minutes ago. 40 minutes ago, we talked about DJ Warris being murdered today. Also played Rob Herzog's personal message. When will the press from US South be enough to really bring change? I'm not sure that it will be enough. I'm not even telling you a word of a lie, so I'm scared for my family now being approved months. I don't trust government. They can do anything. These guys can block your passport. Yep. This is a good, bad thing that's happening. Arnie Brads, I suppose that's one. That's the glass is half full prospect rather than half empty. Yeah, it can be a good thing from the standpoint that you don't have to prove that you're being persecuted. The government of South Africa just did that for you. Yes, Martin. I saw the guy saying he was crisp and pure yesterday in the chat, and he knows me. And he said I was noteworthy. So it was a polite way of saying they're watching me. Yep. Flooding in Washington, D.C. at the moment. Really? I was just there. Why would it be flooding? There hasn't been any rain. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, so what about Devin Hofmeyer? I know. Will they link this to earlier warning to foreign intelligence countries to stay in their lane? Yes, Rockcop, but I did that video, and actually it's not entirely correct. He'll probably be confirmed today. What happened is Reuters reported false information. They reported that it had been confirmed by that party line vote, and so I reported that and analyzed it. The problem is that they actually incorrectly reported. They should have said the cloture vote took place, the cloture motion, which meant that they voted. They had a cloture motion, so they voted to put it on the floor. So it will be voted on, but he will probably actually formally confirmed today. Well, let me put this in another light there, Conrad. Let me put this in another light. If this, in fact, was home affairs, and Leon Schreiber didn't know about it, watch for the GNU to fall apart now, or for John Steenhuisen to be ejected. There's no way that the Democratic Alliance can justify this action against the United States if, in fact, it was home affairs, and their minister's in charge of home affairs. So let's wait and see. Tomahawk, I was there today. This is an issue. We left an hour before the place was raided. Okay, Tomahawk, excellent. Good to hear that you got out of there. So you got your phone back and you're out of there. I hate it when I miss you going live. Just waited a while, no notifications. Yeah, and you've got to go to the channel. Go to the live tab. What about Devin Hofmeyer? Is Devin Hofmeyer in the chat? I see someone's clapping for Devin Hofmeyer. Is Devin here? I'm looking. There are actually a lot of people watching this program that are well known in the background who aren't commenting. So I know they're watching this today. So I'm going to update the whole thing here again in just a few minutes. Oh, there's Devin. Hey, Devin, what's going on, man? 10 Rand 49. Come on, you cheap bastard. No, just teasing, Devin. Just teasing, man. Get out there and sell some more sticks for your dad. Where's it at? Come on, where's that? It's all worn out. The label's worn. Steve Hofmeyer. Get out there and sell some more sticks for your dad so you can give me bigger super chats. Devin, how's it going? Yeah. Anyway, President Trump will now have confirmation around Poe's and company in fact lied. Well, we know he lied. They know lied. They've known that all along. Folks, we know. And also, the meetings you don't know about, the meetings with Fikile Mbalula, the meetings with other South African officials, with Enoch Gondwana, with U.S. senior officials, they openly lie to our officials. They lie to their face. We have evidence. We know exactly what they're going to talk about. We know what they're going to say. And then they sit there and lie to us. There are a few things that I know now that I cannot disclose, and I cannot disclose them now, that would just make your jaw drop about the interaction between South Africa and the U.S. government over the past year. It's shocking, except it's not shocking. Oh, the super chats are not coming up. Okay, sorry about that. Well, that's because somebody gave out 20 memberships. My brother-in-law is a colonel in the police himself, and his view of the program is to keep you information to yourself and just keep yourself quiet. Exactly. To trolls watching, good luck. You are on the losing end. You are starting to act drastically and revealing your plot to the world. Devin Hofmeier ek vasam yo by church defenders in Louis Strauss in Pretoria protest. Okay, well, Christian was there with Devin. Okay. Data does not give a crap. Okay. I'm pretty sure the way this process works will change now. Yes and no, Mark Boyson. Yes and no. Okay, Chris, you cannot leave us a cliffhanger like this. Disclose it. No, I can't. Just needless to say that the South African officials think that they're clever and they think they can just brazenly lie to U.S. senior officials like they just don't know. Remember when this all started? Oh, Trump is misinformed. There's none of this happening. Remember 2018 with Bloomberg News? Cyril Ramaphosa, that's not true. There are no farm murders in South Africa. Oh, 50. Oh, my goodness, 50 gifted memberships. I got to turn that off. We can't sit here and hear that 50 times. Thank you for that 25 2FP. Remember 2018? On the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, Bloomberg News, there are no farm murders in South Africa. There are no farmers being murdered. That's nonsense. Farmers get murdered in America. Rarely, but it happens. How can you say no farmers being murdered? Utter nonsense. Brothers attacked in a small holding Sunday night. Police refused to open a case. Farm attack, but rather assault. Well, I mean, assault's fine. I mean, there's no category for farm attack. So as long as it isn't listed as a house robbery. So unnecessary. The government just, what's this? The government just needs a what? The government just causes more and more problems for themselves. Yes, they're causing more problems for South Africans. Yep. So that's what he said. Remember, I don't know what Donald Trump knows about South Africa, but he can keep his America. We'll keep our South Africa. Remember that. Or recently, let me find this. Yeah, let me find some of these things. Provocations by, I haven't even gotten to the news, folks. I had a whole bunch of news articles, and we're just covering this stuff now. So let me see if I can find what I'm looking for here. I download so much stuff. I bring up so many sources together. Hang on a second. I'm looking for this. Oh, the German ambassador. That's that one, yeah. Oh, here you go. This is great. I love this one. So let's watch this.
What are we going to do,
Senator Kennedy recently,
about South Africa as part of AGOA?
Well,
I mean, South Africa is clearly not America's friend.
That's correct. We've had some conversations with the South Africans when it comes to trade, and again, there are a lot of kind of foreign policy issues that I don't get into with South Africa, but when it comes to trade, they have a lot of barriers, not just tariff, but non-tariff barriers, et cetera. We've made clear to the South Africans that if they ever want to have a better tariff situation with us, they need to take care of these tariffs and non-tariff barriers. They're a real economy. They're a big economy, right? They have an industrial base. They have an agricultural base. They should be buying things from the United States.
But if you extend AGOA for 1 year without reforming it, that's going to benefit South Africa, right?
Yep.
I mean, it could. I would say we have a 30% reciprocal tariff on South Africa right now, which is much higher than the rest of the continent. So we'll control for it a little bit. But I think South Africa is a unique case. I agree with you, if that's your point.
Don't you think we ought to separate South Africa and AGOA?
I mean, I'm happy to consider that, right? I mean, Congress has come to me and said, we want AGOA. And I think if we're going to have a giveaway, we need to figure out how to improve it. If you think that we should give South Africa different treatment, I'm open to that because I think they are a unique problem.
Well, they're a unique problem for America.
Correct.
I mean, they're our enemy right now. I mean, they're buddies with all of our enemies, and they've been very critical of the United States.
That's exactly right, and that's why they're actually treated in a much different way. Most of the African continent, sub-Saharan Africa, has just a 10% tariff, and South Africa has a 30%.
Yeah, so that was recently Senator Kennedy in committee talking about this situation in South Africa and keeping them out of the AGOA. Yeah, I'm trying to find the next one here that I want to cover. There's a few here, but events unfold so fast. I've got so many different things up here. Be sure to hit that like button, folks, if you haven't already. If you're not a subscriber, go become one. It's free. There's no charge. The memberships cost money, but we appreciate people becoming members, but it's not obligatory. So where are we at here? Still not there. Still looking for these videos. It's going to go back to the G20 is what I'm trying to get back to. It's a little further back here. Man, I don't realize how much stuff you do until you've done it. Again, we started this broadcast late because I had some sort of issue with my streaming software. Also, the internet was acting up. So apologies for that, but we're here now. And I'm trying to get to, I'm getting close, I think. Yeah, that's old. Hang on a second here. No, it's not showing. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So, should have come after this. Well, anyway, I've got the white genocide one here now, so.
The foreign minister had to say when we asked him about it.
So let me jump ahead here. This is what was said at in the CNN documentary on the eve of the opening of the G20 summit. I mean, it's shocking to see this. Okay, here we go. That's where it's at. Come on. Okay, here we go. So this is what he said on CNN, Ronald Lamola.
The agenda of white supremacy.
You think Trump is pursuing a white supremacist agenda?
Yes, I think so. With the program to take the white Afrikaners from South Africa, it's a clear program to back up the issue of white supremacy. And when you look at the Geneva Convention, they don't fit the definition of a refugee.
Actually, they do fit the definition of refugee 100% under the international recognition of refugees, someone suffering unjust persecution based on race, religion, membership in a particular group or organization. They are 100% refugees under international norms. Ronald Lamola doesn't know what he's talking about. Not a surprise. He was a failed justice minister, and he's even worse as a foreign minister. Yes, I know we've talked about DJ Warris being murdered. Yes. Did you look at this BS? What an idiot. Yep. Whoever is responsible for this illegal raid must be held accountable by the U.S. government. I agree with you, Jackson. Thank you for the 70 Rand super chat. I think we turn that back on now that all those memberships. Thank you for those 50 memberships earlier. For U.S. Representative for Minority South, I could just imagine that. Ambassador Bozell and Colonel Chris, what a team. Yeah, we would make a great team. The flooding is in Washington State. Thank you. There's no Washington, D.C. flooding. There's been no rain. There's no way. Thank you. And yes, Washington, D.C. is built in a floodplain. It was all swamps, and that's why there was malaria there until the 1930s. Thanks for the update. Really appreciate it. Sorry you had to leave there, Joan. Okay, what else we got here? All caught up. That's super scary that they raided a facility. This can only be intimidate refugees because it sure as hell cannot be trying to intimidate the U.S. Exactly. At least the final G20 summary. I saw that. I'm not lucky. Leon did not get a gift of membership. Sorry about that. There was 50 people and there's 1,300 here. And we already have hundreds of so your chances are pretty good. Probably about 1 in 10 when you consider how many are already members. So then why wouldn't they be happy that the white supremacists are leaving? Why are they complaining about Afrikaners leaving? Well, it's not just Afrikaners. See, the South African government knows a dirty little secret. It's not just white South Africans are leaving. See, that's a lie. It's coloreds. I have an email message from a colored family in California who feels that they've been neglected by the Refugee Assistance Office. And I've intervened for them and reaching out. A color family. I'm not going to pick on the color folks, but I asked for color folks and Indians to come on the program, and they didn't. I understand why they haven't to do interviews. But when they need help, they reach out to me, and that's fine. I'll do what I can. But that's the other problem. Coloreds and Indians are also coming over, and there's a few Black South Africans who've qualified or coming over on this program. 4 witnesses shot from the Quasi Commission, and then DJ Warren now. I didn't know there were 4. What are the other 3? Do you think you used DJ Warris being in dangerous areas as an excuse to assassinate him? I don't know, Daniel. There's no indication of anything, but I would not be surprised if he was assassinated. Eleanor Pretorius, thank you for saying the nice things. Could this lead to the U.S. government sending an aircraft carrier? It could very well. But we're a little busy with Venezuela right now, so I'm not sure which aircraft. It'd have to come from the Indo-Pacific region probably, which would be dangerous. Hey, Devin Hofmeyer gave 35 Rand. Good to see you. We miss you. Well, I miss you guys too, Devin. But I mean, is it safe to come to South Africa? I mean, can I even take a chance of coming to South Africa? I mean, I've got my Delta travel kit from my last flight. I mean, it's unopened. So I got my little earphones and my little sleeping mask in there. So I mean, never that, so I'm ready. But is it even safe to come to South Africa? Is it even safe? ANC is poking U.S. and when the U.S. strikes back, yep, look what the U.S. is doing this. Exactly. Thank you, MB Zinc, for subscribing. Anyway, thank you, Devin. Good to see you there. ANC is poking the U.S. Well, I can see some Home Affairs officials being canceled by this. Thanks again for your hard work, Chris. ANC terrorists murdering, begging race mongers. Well, that's a lot. Black South Africans using this program as an insult to people actually needing it. They must stand silent. Well, okay, that's not necessarily Neo Rain. Not necessary comment. We don't want to lose you, okay? Do not come, Chris. You will not be safe. Well, I was never safe. I was never safe. Just in AI search, and you were the only one reporting on the raid. Nothing in news from U.S. Department. Nope, they haven't reported on it. But it is true, folks. It is true. I'm the only one with this story right now. If anybody wants to know this story, apparently I'm the only person on the planet reporting on this in the media right now. Only person. I got a bunch of phone calls and text messages and WhatsApp messages coming in this morning. You have to wait 8 minutes before you can comment. What's that all about? Thank you for the 14 Rand super chat, Devin. Chris, someone has to say it. You and also Professor G now. Okay, all right. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know Professor G was talking about this. I publicly apologize. Oh, okay, guys. Okay, hold on. We are magnanimous here, okay? All right? Let's take care of this very quickly. Unlike Ken Arnston and a couple other people, Chris Ehlers, who got angry because he used the D word a few times and a moderator timed him out or took his message out about a week or two ago. Chris Ehlers went on another program and said something unkind about me, and I took offense to that. So Chris Ehlers, who we treated as a member of the family of the Wyatt Army for a long time, has just come in here. He gave me a private apology, and Chris has just said, "I'm publicly apologize for my nasty behavior for anyone I've insulted." Thank you, Chris. That was it's way to man up like that. Thank you so much for that. You sent that at, where's the timestamp? I want to make sure you get a screen capture so that people can't say that you didn't say it. Okay, 12:42. This is way behind over here. Why is that? Well, something's not right with the chat here. Mine over here only goes up to 12:29. It's 12:42 already. Huh, I can't screen capture this, so let me take a picture from here. Something going on over there. I'll do this here. Top chat, and then I'll come back to live chat. Oh, that's why. That window is frozen. My YouTube studio is frozen over there. It's typical of YouTube. Let me see. That's why I couldn't get it. Okay, it's 12:42. It should still show up there. Someone has to say it. Okay. Looks like Yancey's playing with the Lions balls. Exactly. Oh, he's taking verified information from you. He says huge for us. It is. Well, because, he's giving you a legal perspective, which I've told you, this is just prove the case. I don't see how you have to prove anything anymore. Okay, 12:42. Where's Chris's comment at? I want to get that. Okay. Come on. A lot of people commenting. So 12:42. There it is. Okay. Thank you. Chris, I'm not doing this because I'm just doing this because I want to make sure that people, if they say that you didn't apologize, you did. You public apology. That's very big of you. Very big of you. Way to man up. I appreciate that. All right, so folks, if we can give it up for Chris Ehlers for being a good person and walking back what he said, okay? All right, there you go. And Lioness just sent a membership, and let's see who gets it. 900 likes. Let's keep going. Yeah, see, look at that. James just said, welcome back. We missed you. Okay, cool beans. You're welcome back, Chris. Yeah. Look, DJ Warris was shot close to Cliff Colton Center. Yes, report on that, Richard. I already covered that already. You forgot you're in Washington State. If I ever get to the U.S. Yeah, Washington State is 3,000 miles away from me. Actually, it's about 2,700 miles. Takamori is like the final exclamation point at the end of an answer to a persecution question. Oh, and he just apologized to everyone else. So, Chris, that's fine. We're good to go. Okay, just want to say we'll be lost without all your input. You're welcome. So glad none of the staff interviewees got hurt. Guess that's the end of freedom movement in South Africa. Well, folks, this violates several. Thank you all for the subscriptions coming in. I appreciate that. Keep hitting that subscription button, folks. Well, this is big like May. We need to keep that going. Let me just very quickly. I'm going to cover a few things here about what this means. Let me tell you about the things that the government has violated here when it comes to this. Okay, there are things about this that need to be discussed. Okay, so. The people going there, unless they concoct some sort of cock and bull story about what they were doing that is so wrong, here's the problem. This is what the South African government has done today in violating Section 16 of the South African Constitution, which guarantees freedom of expression, includes freedom of the press, the right to receive or impart information, and freedom of artistic and academic expression. By raiding the Refugee Processing Center, they have impinged upon people's right for freedom of expression and to impart information. That's exactly done. Thank you for your membership there, Peter Pumpkin here. So the South African Constitution guarantees these rights, multiple rights, freedom of association in Section 18, stating that everyone has the right to associate with whomever they choose. This would be a violation of that. These people were not committing any criminal act. The South African government also guarantees the right of freedom of movement to everyone within its borders and the right to leave the republic. These rights are enshrined in Section 21 of the Bill of Rights. Therefore, they violate Section 16, Section 18, and Section 21 of the South African Constitution. This is a serious breach of the law. Serious breach of the law. Okay, where are we at here now? ANC got what they wished for. Why are they complaining people are leaving? Yep. Government's giving all the proof they need. Exactly. Women in the USA don't want children. That's not true. It's not true. Some women don't want children. Plenty do, particularly conservatives. I was about to ask where and how you are when you popped in yesterday. Oh, that's Chris. Okay. Really hope their South Africa gets better. Do we think there's any hope? I'm not sure. Pacific Northwest is so gorgeous it just makes up for the leftist politics. Well, that's maybe fair. Maybe a fair statement. No, what's this? 17 minutes. No genocide, just hope for unity. Ramaphosa hails Afrikaners Reconciliation Day. Cronier Sten missed out on membership again. KFC must be closed. All right, let's get to some of this news stuff. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to circle back to this, folks, in a minute. But we've already covered lots of memberships coming in. Thank you all for becoming members. Appreciate that. Istefak. Thank you for becoming a member. We've already covered the assassination of DJ Warris. We've covered Rob Van Nell. Thank you. So many memberships coming in now. Thank you all for that, guys. I really appreciate it. My favorite war movie, Black Hawk Down, is probably about my favorite war movie. They don't want people to leave South Africa as leaving active taxpayers. They don't respect the Constitution. We've already covered the assassination of DJ Warris. We've covered the raid on the U.S. Embassy's refugee processing location in Johannesburg today. We've also covered the fact that those refugees were supposed to fly out, one of whom is a personal friend of mine, have now been unable to fly out. They're being housed and secured and protected by the U.S. officials at this hour. U.S. Embassy officials who are diplomats with diplomatic passports and diplomatic immunity were harassed and intimidated at this location today by South African government officials. This is beyond the pale. U.S. government is aware of this and a lot is going on. Well, that was earlier, the 50 gifted memberships. So how do we know we're going to become targets? Don't think it's safe for you to come back here. They will try and use you to make a statement. Home Affairs is in charge. Is the DA and its minister complicit in this? There's also Washington County in Tennessee. Yeah, there's Washington counties all over. There's Washington County in Maryland. So, yeah. Saving Private Riot didn't really do it for me. So, anyway. All right, let's get to the rest of this news here, folks. Don't run off on me. Violence erupted in the KZN legislature yesterday after MK Party motion to oust Premier Ntuli failed. Violence broke out in the KZN National Legislature on Monday after a motion of no confidence in Mkhonto Sizwe Party to remove Premier Tommy Ntuli. It failed 40-39. The Inkatha Freedom Party and the Democratic Alliance siding with the African National Congress to keep Deer Hunter is a good movie, but it's a dark, dark movie. Not something I can really get into. I remember watching it when I was young. It was really dark. Really, really dark. But yes, the Deer Hunter. Yep. Interesting. Yep. So we know about AfriForum claiming that journalists are being paid to spy on them and spread disinformation about them. That story came out. Yeah, it's all on now. El Marie, thank you very much for the 199 Rand. Full Metal Jacket's a good one too. I haven't seen the 17 Hours of Benghazi. Band of Brothers, I've got it, but I haven't watched it. Platoon really didn't do it for me. Chaos in the KZN legislature as MK Party goes crazy. MK Party EFF members broke into a series of struggle songs for more than 20 minutes in protest against the speaker's ruling that the vote should be conducted openly, and then they were ejected for disruption. After more than hours delay, order temporarily returned. With the whips of the parties in the legislature, the members were allowed to return. Afterwards began singing, and they broke out into a scuffle. People trying to pick up chairs and throw them. Tom Berenger is in Platoon. There was a hit that was thwarted apparently outside the Wimberg Magistrates Court yesterday, as hitmen came to kill a witness, and they were tipped off and they stopped it. The Veil, not off topic, that's the topic we've been talking about for the last hour. In fact, it is an assault on the sovereignty of the United States. I've said that over and over again. An attack on the sovereignty. Pork Chop Hill is a 1950s movie. It was really good. So, there's a fishy story. A U.S. man claims a South African man wasn't truthful about refugee wife's departure. Chris Wyatt, an independent journalist, claimed that Afrikaner refugee Thea van Staten's husband was most likely dishonest about not knowing that she had left the United States. YouTuber listed two claims that the South African man made and presented his own reasons for why and what the man said was inaccurate. People on the internet prayed for Thea's safety. Now, I spoke to this journalist yesterday, on Monday, and I hosted it, and I gave her the details. And I said, I don't know if you know much about me. She didn't. So I told her my bona fides. I told her about being an intelligence analyst, yada, 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 yada. And she still calls me a YouTuber. Do they really want me to cooperate with them in the future? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so, yeah. So there you go. So, briefly. Dione Msili. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the 140 rand super chat, super sticker. Jan claimed that he didn't know that Thea left the country until after she arrived in the United States. According to Chris, Thea's partner allegedly followed her to Artambo and tried to enter the hotel. Security allegedly got involved. Well, that's true. It's not allegedly. It's true. South African rugby is mourning, paying a tribute. South African rugby president Mark Alexander paid tribute to former Springbok women's captain Lusanda Dumeka, who died. She was 29 years old. She had a rare form of gastric cancer. She played 33 tests for the Springboks and captained the team on 3 occasions, and she's passed away today. Thoughts and prayers to her and her family at the age of 29. That is just way too young. The venue has been in use, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, Charlie Sheen had Tom Berenger. Platoon had Tom Berenger in it. West African bloc has rejected Guinea-Bissau's military transition plan. ECOWAS says nope. They're not going to accept it. Army officers in Guinea-Bissau brand themselves as high military command, toppled President Umara Sissoco Umbalo on November 26 and installed Major General Horta Inta as interim president. And they're rejecting this. They're not going to go with it. Not going to go with it. Yeah, too many credentials for her to mention. So what if she wanted to leave? She's her own person. Does she need her husband's permission? No, as far as... Yeah, no, exactly. All right. I was there yesterday. I had my last refugee interview. They phoned 11 a.m. this morning to check a few things. They're speeding up. Okay. Yeah, A Few Good Men is not a war movie, but it's a military movie. All right, so yeah. So that's the situation we have today, folks, with what's going on. Let me go back and check a look at what's going on with this stream. The stream health team's good. I'm still getting data through. We got about 1,300 people here. We're at 982 on likes. Can you not hit that like button? Come on. I haven't asked for likes. Let's do it now.
That was easy.
Make it happen, all right? Make it happen. All right. Your SIM card and your phone out of it. So it will be used to download all text and photos at 3 a.m. back to ANC. Huh? Okay, I don't know about that. Thank you for your subscription, Nika Maritz. Well, the guard said South Africa is screwed. When we all leave, he was going on about how bad the government is and praising white leaders and managers. Yes, Musa. We've covered DJ Warris. Let me play that again, folks. I'm going to play again Rob Hersoff's personal comments on this. Rob recently interviewed him and he knew him. So this is Rob Hersoff. I informed Rob, and about 10 minutes later, he made this video. So I don't know if he'd already known, but I think I might have been the one that informed him. But whatever the case is, this is Rob's comment.
I've just heard the news that my brother, my friend, my fellow supporter of Western civilization and the Judeo-Christian faith was murdered today in Johannesburg. I just want to say he was the most loving, compassionate, friendly, honest, open, decent human being. And it is a tragedy beyond belief. Warris, we love you. We miss you. May you rest in peace, brother.
So that was Rob Hersoff about 3 hours ago after learning the news that DJ Warris had been murdered in Cape Town today. Yep. Lost my brother a few weeks ago. He was in the program. He was never met his grandkids. He was saying, no, he never will. I'm sorry to hear that, Daryl. That's sad. That's sad to hear. Yeah. So for those of you just tuning in now, let's be very clear what happened today. The South African government raided a U.S. diplomatic activity taking place in Johannesburg. Accredited diplomats on diplomatic passports with diplomatic visas approved by South Africa's government were processing refugees on Unification Day. Reconciliation Day is the actual name. Reconciliation Day. Jolene Lottering, thank you for the 70 rand super chat. Appreciate that. On Reconciliation Day. Proving that there's no intent for reconciliation here. This is racial revenge, as Marco Rubio clearly made out. Yes, Alan, he still needs to present his credentials. He actually still needs to be voted on. Reuters was incorrect. I was able to find that was just a cloture motion after I did the video, but I'm not going to change it because it'll be proved today. Shocking news about Workstock, yep. Brent still needs to present his credentials. The diplomatic route might just delay his arrival. 2 days' actions may have been planned as it was passed yesterday in Congress. No, I think this is planned well in advance. I think it has little to do with Brent Bozell. It has everything to do with Reconciliation Day, in my view. In my view. What's this? ANC is getting more and more desperate to hold on to power. Forrest Gump is elements of war. Yes, true. Blood Cup, I've not heard anything on that. I don't know whether they're armed or not. Don't know about that. Don't know about whether that's true or not. It's not something I've heard about. All right, so Braveheart Viking is giving us 70 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. It is absolutely bat crap crazy, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening here today. I mean, what a day. We will never forget this Reconciliation Day. This Gelofte Dag will never be forgotten. It doesn't carry the same weight as December 16th, 1838, but we're not going to forget this. This is the day that DJ Warris was assassinated. A voice for the common man was assassinated. This is the day that South Africa violated the Vienna Conventions and raided a U.S. diplomatic activity on South African soil for accredited diplomats who they allowed in the country, knowing full well what they were doing. This is also the day that the hammer is going to come. I guess Carolyn Levin hasn't spoken yet. We're still waiting for that. Is Mad Max still here? Yeah. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We Were Soldiers Once and Young is also a very good movie. Yes. I haven't heard his speech at all. Where's it at? Where is Ramaphosa's speech? Should we do that? Let me try to find that. Was there a super chat I just missed there? Sorry. Devin. Oh, that's from earlier. Okay. Now we're caught up. Come on. The chat never caught up. Okay. Yeah, Friday's coming. Well, that's what I was just looking for, Carolyn. But let's go to Ramaphosa. Let's see what he had to say today, Ramaphosa. Let me find it. Okay. 5 hours ago. Okay, here it is. Got it. 2 hours and 29 minutes. You serious? I'm not going to listen to 2 hours and 29 minutes of this crap. When did he start talking? I'll get to Ramaphosa. All these other people are talking. Let's jump to Ramaphosa. All I see are black faces. I don't see any white people at all. There's Gate McKenzie. Coloreds. Reconciliation. Oh, here's Ramaphosa. Okay.
Keep our mouths shut, that there is going to be only one person talking.
Sounds like Ramaphosa, but it's not him.
Up and down. Please, ngiyacela bakithi ake sikhombise inhlonipho. Ubaba uMackenzie usezokwethula the first citizen of the country. Minister Mackenzie, over to you.
First citizen.
We just want to thank the regiment. Please join me.
The regiment, the impi. Are you serious? You want to thank the impi? Where's the reconciliation here? Wow. Do you have Trek boards there as well? Unbelievable. Wow. Gate McKenzie is bought and paid for too, isn't he? Isn't he, guys? All right, here we go.
Everybody rise for us to welcome my president, your president, our president, Matamela Sir Ramaphosa, His Excellency. Halala, President, halala.
What the hell is that? One white person.
President, halala.
What the hell is that, Mackenzie?
Halala, President,
shut up.
Halala. Hey. Thank you, President.
Tani Pat. One white person. Reconciliation, my ass. I saw a white lady. One white lady. That's it. A lot of empty seats there. What reconciliation is this? Why is he taking so long to speak? Here we go. Will you start talking? Hey, Sandra Heineken, welcome back. That'd be the guys who got defeated. we know you're waiting for them to finish. No, he's waiting for them to stop their toy-toying. Here we go, finally. Dim the lights. Now we can start.
Amandla.
Away. It's on.
Amandla. Amandla.
Away.
Manqale ngokubingelela abantu bonke abalapha namhlanje. Ngibonge abahambisa umsebenzi. Ngiphinde ngibonge uMinister we-happiness, uMinister wezenjabulo, uMinister Gayton Mackenzie. Ngiphinde ngibonge uPremier wethu I want to thank Dr. Carol at Ngome
Oh my God.
on this day that has such profound meaning for our nation. It was here more than 180 years ago, on the 16th of December 1838, that more than 3,000 brave warriors fell in a battle in defense of their ancestral land. Under the leadership of Udingani kaSenza Ngakhona, they marched on the four-tracker encampment at the edge of the Ngome River. The four-trackers would say their victory that day came from God. They would call it Geloofde Dag, the day of the vow. But there is the reality of history. The Zulu Impi advanced with great courage to be shot down with rifles, muskets, and cannons. They were the bravest of the brave. They fought to defend their land, their rights, as well as their sovereignty. They
had no concept of land ownership. They had no concept of sovereignty. They were fighting for a fascist dictator named Ngani. That's utter nonsense. And so much for Ubuntu and for the country coming together. So much for that. Yeah, he doesn't know his history. Yeah, so the Zulu nation had only been formed a few short years before this. The Zulu Empire had just come into being. Ancestral lands, my ass, they had only been located in an area for a few hundred years. And there was no Zulu nation. So to make such a claim is just ridiculous. There was no Zulu nation. They only came about around 1818, and this is only 20 years after that. So just stupidity, absolute stupidity, lying to people. And I love the spirit of reconciliation in Ubuntu with one white person in that entire crowd. Yeah, what's that all about? Yes, Trump will be taking action. I don't doubt that. Can't wait for Morning Shots video tomorrow about the mess today. They were always screaming for Amandla. No Ubuntu, it's now I boot you. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that one, Tom Smith. Exactly. He wasn't a clue about history. Yep. Should also mention that they were still living in the bush. Please don't play. Well, look, you all asked me to play it, and I play it, and then people left. 100 people left because I played it. You guys asked me to play it, and I played it. Thank you very much for what you do for South Africa, says Murray van Rensburg. You're very welcome. Thank you for that. Stippet says some things are progressing to a point. They are. They are progressing to a point. Very much so. What actions are available to use after the raids? Well, lots, Dylan Kruger. Officials in the ANC could find that their bank cards don't work anymore. Can't use Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Won't work. They could find they can't do money transfers. They also find that they can't land into a country. You know, all kinds of things happen. No, Christian. Patricia DeLille was in the front. Behind her was a white woman. I saw it. You need to pay attention. There was a white woman behind Patricia DeLille 2 rows back. I saw her. Oh, is she live? Okay, Carolyn Levitt. Okay, let's go to that. State Department. Come on. White House Live. Let's get to that. Okay. Thank you, Spicy Tunes, for giving membership. Okay. She storms
Apparently, this little game
she storms out me a briefing. Oh, this is from earlier. This is from earlier, 3 hours ago, not now. This isn't now.
The president did address this also yesterday. He said that he believes that the sale of CNN should be attached to that deal with Netflix or with Paramount if anything happens down the road. Now, can you just explain what the president's planning to do going forward to continue to make that case?
Lord, what is going on over here? Memberships.
Well, I think the president's comments yesterday about the sale of CNN and new leadership is evidenced by my exchange with the CNN reporter in this room. Their viewership has gone down, their ratings has declined, and I think the president rightfully believes that network would benefit from new ownership. With respect to this deal, he has great respect for both companies who are bidding against one another, and I won't weigh in any further than that. In the back, go ahead.
It's not live right now.
I wasn't calling on either of you, but I'll take both your questions and then to you. Go ahead.
It's not live right now.
One is South Korea, one on the Japan. First question, the recent U.S.-South Korea trade fact sheet made no mention of agricultural product. Does the United States want to completely open its rice and beef market to South Korea? And second question on Japan. China is using its military power to slap.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's not live. That's a news site, so I don't know what to buy on that. But we're waiting for her to go live. So, yeah. Yeah, that was earlier this week. Do you think that what happened today will push Trump remove us from South? Yes, I do, Sebastian. Yes. So it does not take a genius to understand the depression or because the lost battle people are still coming to place. Peace deal. Telling you now that I don't trust the ANC. They're coming after us. They're going to do everything in their power to derail us. Yep. Yeah, that was yesterday. That's what I'm saying. That wasn't live. There is no live press conference right now. She stormed out yesterday. I have no idea why she stormed out yesterday. That's news to me. How's it going to affect the process? My gosh, you guys keep asking the exact same question over and over again. I just answered it. It's going to accelerate things. Just came across the channel already, a fan. I have a question. Do you think the raid was anything to do with the new apartheid bill? No. I think it has everything to do with the fact that it's geloof de dag, and also they're just that dumb. The government is just that stupid. They're poking the bear. They're just showing how, Charles Van Olsen, they're showing their ignorance. It's unbelievable. It's stupid beyond belief, and I don't know what to say beyond that other than, wow, my video from this morning has got, 26,000 views on that live stream I put up earlier. And my video, let's see how that one's doing. So that's pretty good. This one has 30,000 views. Yep. The limit. Don't worry. Okay, stop with the limit. Okay, stop worrying about the limit. There's no limit. There's no limit. The cap is a goal. It's an objective. Goals and objectives change. It's not written in stone. Moses isn't on Mount Sinai chipping away the 10 Commandments. This is not written in stone. We habitually violate and exceed the cap. We took 168. I don't know why people don't listen to me. I've been saying this for 10 months. We took 168,000 Afghans in 3 weeks. They weren't even budgeted for it. They weren't even planned for it. We just flooded this country with Afghans. That is an objective. It was a political message sent by Trump that we are stopping the invasion of America. That was the purpose of saying 7,500. Relax. First off, we're already 3 months into the fiscal year. So that 7,000 you're talking about, freaking texting me constantly. Leave me alone. Jeez, these people and their freaking broken stuff. Just leave me alone. Sorry, that's not you guys. That's over here, my phone. This 3 months in. There's only 9 months left in the fiscal year. So the 7,000 is for the rest of the fiscal year. Well, they will find out what happens when you pull the donkey's tail. Exactly. Yes, Anton, there's a limit. You're not allowed. Maybe they want a list of people applying so they can... that's just... Soon you will witness during Kopbrauchans... Just focus, exactly. It's very sad for me to hear. I'm thankful for being in the U.S., but this is heartbreaking to hear. The agency destroyed South. They did. Yes, the objective is out the door. Yes, a corrupt SA press will, of course, try to hide today's events. They conveniently stormed the Joburg site while Ramaphosa was talking and a reconciliation. Glad Colonel Wyatt's covering it. Yep, yeah, Jack, that's why I'm covering it. You need the money, huh? Oh, here's the bugger off money right there. Wouldn't change anything. The vetting process is the process. Okay. Yeah, vindictive is right. Well, and Marco Rubio said it very clear. Racial grievances revenge. Nicholas says, I'm more worried about family left behind. Well, I understand that. You want a song for this, Vanessa? I'll make one. Can I bring my hamster? Yes, you can, Gary. I am a 1 in 10, a number on a list nobody knows, but I'm always there, still reminded to the world that doesn't care. UB40. Media won't report this event. Yeah, no, they won't report it. That's one of the problems we have going here, folks. All right, so where are we at here now? Let me just run through today's events again very quickly, and I've not even gotten to the U.S. news and the rest of the world. We're not going to cover that. There's no point in talking about that at this point. Let's focus on events in South Africa today. All right, so I'm ChatGPT will use to formulate another reply. Yeah, true amount of people will be classified, just like it should be. William Petzer just tweeted about the raid. Well, he's only 6 hours behind. No, it's not that long. 1:30 would have been 7:30 my time. Yeah, he's about 6 hours behind. Yeah. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, approximately 1:30 this afternoon in Johannesburg at a lodge at a hotel that the United States was using to process refugee applicants for leaving South Africa from fleeing unjust racial persecution. This site was raided by uniformed South African officials on a public holiday, Reconciliation Day. They chose to raid and violate the terms of the Vienna Conventions for accredited diplomats carrying diplomatic passports and a diplomatic visa that the country of South Africa allowed to enter the country, knowing full well what their intention was to do there, knowing their business. They approved of them being there. And today they raided the site. They intimidated South Africans who were refugee applicants. They took photographs, recorded videos, wrote down license plates, and threatened U.S. personnel, diplomats, and the refugees. Vander Fondermev said, we're going to thank you for that. Mama, as of Tuesday, White House Press Secretary has already concluded her live press briefing for the day. All right, so then, well, but we'll see if they come out and break on this. Maybe they'll let it stew for a night. Do you think that the DA will finally grow a pair and break? I don't know. It depends. It depends. If these people were from Home Affairs and Leon Shriver didn't know about it, I think it's possible. How are they going to go on with their refugee program now and where? Well, okay, Anna Kruger, there's lots of ways of going with this. Why would we discuss that here? Why would we discuss that here? We know people are watching this program. She's live. She's not live, Debbie. She's not live. Where are you getting that from? I'm on the White House website. Let me refresh it. She's not live, man. Not live. Yeah. 57 minutes ago, Vice President was in Pennsylvania. There's no live on the White House. I don't know where you're getting that from. That's old. Don't be misled by media sites. Yes, SAF loading. Stop panicking. Sit back, wait, enjoy the special show about to be launched. No amount of public panic or messages will make a difference. The process will run. Everything will be fine. Exactly. As Lili van der Plas says, trust the process. Who gave me credit? What are you talking about? From her YouTube channel. Carolyn Levitt has a YouTube channel? Okay, thank you for that. Let me go to there then. Well, okay, thank you, Devin. That's news to me. I'm ignorant of that. Why is she? Carolyn Levitt. Let's go to that. Wow, let's see a YouTube channel for her. I don't see anything. I'm sorry, Devin, I don't see anything. And it says she's live, but 8 years old, yeah. Yeah. Bill and Pet's Trevor Connor. I was wrong about Carolyn. She's not live. Okay, exactly. Guys, stop spreading that stuff. That's okay. Well, they gave Colonel. Who gave me credit? Who gave me credit? 2025. Oh, Willem quoted me as his main source. Okay, well, cool. That's nice of Willem. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, and my source is people who were there and U.S. government officials. Yep. Okay. Okay. Byron Banger, $2. 3 o'clock, Tim is mine. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Byron, obviously you're not paying attention. It's Chinese. I update it twice a month. It's not time. It's not 2 minutes behind. It's 1 minute behind. You're wrong. You're wrong. Byron, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I think it might be a fake site on YouTube. Could be, guys. No need to apologize, Devin. But I go to places. I only go to places that I know it's going to come from. Check the White House site if you don't believe the Colonel. Exactly. Go to Defense now. They have every event coming out in Washington. If there's going to be a brief, it will be notified there. Why do they not complete these already processed, but fast forward those applying? They are doing that, Chris. Why are you asking that question? They are completing the people who've been processed. Would you think that we can put 9,000 people on a plane that accommodates 350? Come on, man. I'm not being a smartass, but I mean, what do you mean, why do they not process? They do. People are supposed to leave tonight. I know the number of people are supposed to leave tonight, and I know one of them personally. I think I know more than one, but I can confirm one personally, and now no longer going. Southern Spark, thank you for your subscription. Yeah, she has an old YouTube channel. Yeah, I was going to say, because she hasn't used it all since she's been press secretary, I don't think. Denmark has now brought in a law that no veils may be worn in their country. They also send a message to Islamists. That's good. Unfortunately, they've let them in for too many years. That clock is behind the right shoulder. It is. Flying Boar is back. Good to see you, man. $5 Canadian super chat. President Trump should sanction and put an embargo on South Africa to send a message. John Bursey, are you just tuning in? Wow. Okay. Major events developing in South Africa today. The first one is that the DJ Warris, a popular figure in South Africa and a noted outspoken critic of the bad things happening in South Africa, was murdered today in Johannesburg. Someone walked up and shot him in the midst of an operation. That's the first thing. The second thing, well, I can't find clocks in the USA, John Kolkamore. We don't make them anymore. So that's the first thing. Second thing is prior to that, in Johannesburg, at the site where the U.S. was conducting refugee processing interviews, uniformed South African officials, which appear to be either from border management and immigration or from Home Affairs, it's unclear. They showed up and they came there and they intimidated South African refugee applicants. They tried to find the register of people who've been signing in there. Additionally, they intimidated and threatened U.S. diplomats. It's unbelievable. Yeah. I see there is an AFRI-response vehicle, President Warren's crime scene. I wonder if I don't know, Varoshka. Lee Dupree, I understand why you're concerned, but here's my advice to everybody watching, okay? 1,347 people currently watching. Take a deep breath, okay? This is a geopolitical message. This is intentionally a message sent by South Africa's authorities to the U.S., or it's a rogue operation. Now, they can try to disavow it if they realize the danger that's coming their way from their actions. But it is a rogue operation, or it's a sanctioned operation intentionally meant to set a strategic message in the United States. Stefan Stein says, 35 Rand super chat, please calm down. Exactly. Please calm down, folks. No need to stress yourself out and irritate the rest of us. Just listen. Yeah. Thank you. So I've got panic messages. I got people calling me in the middle of my broadcast. I was interviewing somebody earlier. I got a call. I had to take it. If you watch the Byron interview, if you want to get up, you'll see that I had to take a phone call from someone that's very senior, very influential in South Africa. I couldn't refuse that call. But they just wanted to call me about it. Gosh, my heat is driving me freaking nuts. It's blowing right on me here. I have to set that vent down over here. It's too warm. Is the temperature going up? Yeah, 21 degrees. That's too warm. Gosh, I really need these glasses now because I haven't eaten, so it sucks. Yeah, calm down, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay, okay? I think the latter, it's their style. When they have their back against the wall, all you can do is fight. Well, fighting is one thing, but panicking is another. There's a difference. President Trump goes live in 40 minutes to participate in the ambassador accreditation taking place today. Okay. All right. Well, then he'll probably talk about South Africa. Yeah, so for those who are freaking out over this, let me just be very clear about something. What the South African government has just done today in a dunderheaded move by raiding a site where U.S. diplomats on diplomatic passports with a diplomatic visa approved by the South African government to operate in South Africa, knowing full well their intent. Oh, hang on. That's driving me nuts. Ugh. Sorry. The hot air blowing up my nose, drying my nose out. So I had to shut the vent. Driving me nuts. What they've done today is a master stroke in stupidity. They have just proven everything Donald Trump has said. Everything Donald Trump has said. They have just proven that there is unjust racial persecution. And not only that, they've also shown they have complete disdain for the Vienna Conventions, which govern diplomatic relations and diplomatic immunity. No respect for whatsoever. Wow. Well, Yaku, block you from flying out? I can't answer that question. It's not up to U.S. authorities whether you fly out of South Africa. It's up to South African authorities. That's always been the case. Instead of being persecuted by just the FFMK, you're now being persecuted by the government itself. Correct. Well, you're already being persecuted by the government itself with 145 race-based laws. Ramaphosa says he will attend G20 next year, even though he's not invited. What will happen when he shows up? Well, he won't show up, Flying Boar. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He won't show up. How's he going to get in the country? How is he going to enter the United States? He won't get in the country. Simple as that. The ANC is the one panicking. So the rest of you need to calm down. Take a chill pill. There you go. Take a good pill. There you go. Take a pill. All right, here's a chill pill for you guys, okay? Take a chill pill, all right? Just calm down. It's going to be fine. Dr. Wyatt is on the scene. Okay, here you go. Get yourself, get one of these good, healthy chill pills, okay? Hang on. Sorry, it was hard to get that down. There you go. So, yeah. So take a chill pill, okay? Let that settle in, okay? All right. In some respects, they've done refugees, aspirants a favor. They've just proven that you don't have to prove anything. All right? It's okay. I have an elixir here. This magical elixir will make you all feel better. Will make you feel better. This magical elixir. We're selling it today on special for 199 Rand per bottle. The bottle doesn't come with it. It comes in a plastic bottle, but 199 Rand. So, all right. So, yeah, get it for 199 Rand. That's what you get, folks. 199 Rand. It's easy. It's easy. I mean, honestly. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Right?
The White Army marches on.
Need a little lighthearted moment here, folks. Y'all need to chill.
For decades in the uniform, he held the line so tight, defending freedom everywhere from morning into night. From Europe down to Africa, the Middle East and home. The colonel hung his boots up, thought he'd rest his weary bones. He looked upon the world today, the chaos and the noise, and saw the messy circus of the digital decoys. He couldn't sit in silence, no, he couldn't look away. He waited in the battle, ready for
All right, I think everybody needed a little chill pill there to calm down. Let's lower the temperature in the room. The guitar solo is on point. You're correct, Spicy. Who said that? Was O'Neill said that? Yeah. Guys, the South African government has just proven what President Trump has been claiming all year. Unjust racial persecution. Well, even if it's not racial persecution, it's unjust persecution from your government. You don't need racial persecution. You get political persecution is sufficient basis for refugee status. Now, when Ronald Mullen claims that these people are not refugees, when CNN with their bogus Misinfo Nation white genocide documentary, when the Lying Dutchman comes up with his crap, yeah, everybody watch that video, The Lying Dutchman? Bram Vermeulen and his highly selective objective saying the plot against South Africa. What a crock of manure. Yeah, we'll try to find a way and make that T-shirt. Yep. So Carolyn just reposted on X. The post will be live tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Okay, there you go, folks. Expect to see something or hear something tomorrow after we assess this. Lisa just subscribed. Thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. Yes, folks. Again, if you're just tuning in, an epic day on Reconciliation Day, no less. In 1994, your country was hijacked by a bunch of terrorists. Mandela was the devil in disguise, says Buster B. Yes, a little disappointed that there isn't even one blonde in that badge. What? There isn't a blonde? Oh, you're right. There's no blondes. It's a lot of chicas, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 chicas. Okay, anyway, so just keep getting the feeling SA is trying to bait you. Yes, they are 1-4-40. Of course they are. To hell with the T-shirt. I want the flag. What did Gabe McKenzie say today? Where can I listen to the Wyatt Army? The song? Well, there's a channel on YouTube called DJ Silver Eagle Topic. They do that for artists. I have an artist account, and although my music doesn't get a lot of attention, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, iTunes, all that stuff, Amazon. You can get my music there, and that song is already published. Yep, on Spotify. Yep. The only blonde. I'm not blonde anymore. Kind of gray now. I love the picture. It's going to be my new profile picture. Yep. Anyway, we don't even know if digital were performed on the devices after the raid. Oh, forensics. That's what you're trying to say. We don't know that they have the devices. Okay. Did anyone here tell me they didn't get their device back? Hendo, no. Sorry, Hendo. There's no Victoria's Secret models in that. Once we're that side, we're going to get your T-shirt range. Okay. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it yet, folks. Let's take a look and see how we're doing. Likes. We get 1,000 yet. We're at 1,253 likes. That's pretty cool. And the cartel think they are Simba's at Stanleyville hostage crisis in the 60s. We'll have to wait and see. Picture on his shirt would be awesome. What possible excuse could they come up with for raiding the diplomatic offices? Well, we see something that's out there. Thank you for your membership, Stefan Stain. We see something out there that there was, I think Mad Max shared a link earlier to a tweet, and the Joburg Metro Police are talking about not holding public events without approval. But this is not a public event. And also the South African government is aware of this. So we're actively monitoring and enforcing compliance against unauthorized events across the city of Johannesburg. Holding a public event, especially those gathering a large number of people or operating from a venue with temporary structure, requires prior written approval. I doubt this has anything to do it, but this event here was put to an end. Game day, this daytime vibes, that was canceled because they had an illegal gathering without approval, endangering public safety. So I doubt they're going to try that, but yeah. Much hate in Ramaphosa's speech. Scary, actually, he is trying to make us look like the terrorist. I know. Well, talk about land invaders and all this other nonsense. Well, maybe I can get a flag made with that pic. Yeah, we'll see. There are White House live streams. Yeah, okay, I got that. Okay. Madiba, the Saint of Destruction. Okay, established MK. Yep. No extensions, Marissa. Thank you, Melody Joubert, for your subscription. All right, let's do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. Okay, we got 1,200 people still here. We're going to do a poll. Okay. Do you think that the raid on the REFUG Center was a deliberate provocation? To provoke. Okay. Got a poll coming up, folks. Oh. All right, there's your poll. All right. Trump is live on YouTube. When did that happen? Are you guys just pulling my leg now? If Trump was live, it would come up here. No, nothing has come up. No, Trump is not live on YouTube. No, that's not true. Not true. Fake news. Fake news. All right, so let's get some 330 votes already. Your breaking news video is going crazy viral on X. Really? Well, it'd be nice if it would be going crazy viral on here. I didn't even put it on X. Are people sharing it all over the place? Wow. How am I doing it here? Breaking news. 30,000. That's not viral to me. 300,000 would be viral. 33,000. So, yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. The reach of what I'm doing here is even bigger than what we see here. Or is it this one here? Maybe it's the live. That's at 29,000 now. Yep. Yeah. Poll people whether they think something will happen because of it. We'll do that next. Yeah, send the 100. See on the C-130. C-130s don't have that range. They'd have to land elsewhere in Africa and then fly to Europe. They don't have that kind of range. Send C-17s. They can have that range. We have 2 family members busy with the refugee program. They say they heard from multiple of their sources that happened today. Poll people. Okay, government will deny this to say they don't know who the official was. Well, they can try to. Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Definitely likely got someone to pretend to go rogue so they can create another committee to determine if they need a commission. Everywhere in my feed, and everywhere tagging Protestants, Secretary Rubio. No, Carolyn wasn't here, Virtual Western Cape. It was people misspoke. It's a video from the ANC Gestapo. Well, let me guys, let me get some credit on my channel. Okay, so let me just do that on X so I get some views. I'll load that up on X now because I'm not getting any credit for that stuff. I'm just saying we ought to post. Let me add the video here. Okay, add a video. Let me go to my documents. My software, there it is, output. Okay, there we go. I'll come back here and I'll post it on Twitter. Oh, come on. There we go. Johannesburg. Okay. All right. Okay, it's up. Okay, so maybe I'll get some credit on X now. I'll pin that. Maybe I get some more viewers on X too. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? X is a place I grow slowly. Took the registry book. Spicy Tunes, what evidence do you have of that? I have no evidence of that. South African police raid, registry book confiscated, staff harassed, Africana. Okay, that doesn't prove anything. Anybody can post any shit on X. I'm not going to say that until I have confirmation of that. Yeah, the media is selective broadcasting. That's correct. Selective reporting is what it is. Yep. Okay, Omicron from Benoni is flying out tonight. No, he's not. No, he's not. Nobody's going anywhere. Omicron. Okay. Yes, it does, Cesius. You're coming late. We've been talking about it for the whole time of this broadcast for nearly 2 hours. This proves Trump's point. I don't think you have to prove anything now. Time for us to leave and live. Okay. What is the latest article on Afrikaners by Cockpot24 Cyber Spark? South Africa story doesn't end very well if this president participates in embassy closed. No press, no cameras, no press present. Yep. If you're wanting it's live, just check the views. It's low. Exactly. Missed a lot. Okay, Chris, what is your take on Ramaphosa hailing Afrikaners in his speech? I didn't hear it. I put it on and people got pissed off. They asked me to play it, then they all started to leave, so I dropped it. Okay. Well, Ambassador Bozell probably come in January, be my expectation. Mid-January be my expectation. We don't own any Antonovs, no. Not to my knowledge. So I don't know what to say about it. 640 votes. Can we get some more votes? About half the audience has voted in this poll. 90 think it's provocation. Yane says a powerful government flexing its muscles so they aren't scared of anyone. Really? We'll see how powerful they are. Thank you for the 70 Rand super chat. When will he be coming? I got that already. Someone wanted me to do another poll. What was the other poll they wanted me to do? I'm trying to find that now. Who is speaking now? What happened today will scare a lot of people. Has anything that's happened in the world in the past? No, not to my knowledge. Nothing like this. Definitely, luckily got someone to pretend to go rogue so that, yeah, okay. Someone asked me to do a different poll. Okay, whether they think the raid, something, yeah. Well, we mean something will happen. Okay. Thank you guys for subscribing, getting more subscriptions here. Is it true that the new ambassador does not like the ANC? No, that's not true. Where's Brent Bozell ever said he doesn't like the ANC? Maybe he does, but he's never publicly stated that. There's no evidence of that. Vote if you haven't and smash the like button, says Shylock. Thank you, please. Raid is intimidate the refugee application. Yes, it is. That's the intent. But there's a huge impact on this that they don't realize. A much more effective way to intimidate would to have police sitting outside and actively filming people as they come and go. That would be a very effective form of intimidation. But that's not what they did. Yeah, they try to intimidate U.S. officials. That's not a good move. The border management personnel were. Yikes. Clouds are gathering here. They forecast rain for tomorrow. Falls under DA control, Ministry of Home Affairs. Yep. Well, there you go. There you go. That's why they had the uniforms. Yeah. Oh, it's not an MK operation. Nope. According to me, the Army can only have something to do with this. No, the Army has nothing to do with it, Dante. No. Who likes the ANC? Yeah. Who does like the ANC? Their voters don't like them. The ANC's voters don't like the ANC. Come on, guys. Yes, and Colleen asked a very good question. Will Adrian Basson write an op-ed about how stunning and brave border management immigration officials are? You can just see it tomorrow in Cockprot 24. The frequently disproven false statements by Donald Trump about a white genocide were once again taken to task yesterday as the brave and courageous members of the border management and immigration authorities from Home Affairs descended upon an illegal gathering of people processing refugees trying to leave South Africa under false pretenses. These brave and courageous men and women in their Teletubby outfits managed to disperse this crowd and stop this illegal activity. We all hail Cyril, all hail the ANC, all hail the ANC. Yeah, that's Adrien Basson tomorrow. There you go. All right. So, that's too much. I think I need another pill. Let's get another pill. That's a different pill. That was chondroitin sulfate. This is a multivitamin. I'm going to need a multivitamin to immunize me against this nonsense. I have just a little bit of my magical elixir here. Okay. $1.99 a bottle, by the way, folks. 199 Rand. So here we go. You see, it's a pill. See? Look at that. Ready? It's like a cat spitting a fur ball up. Don't like pills. Multivitamin. Ugh. All right. Interesting, the DA's response, it turns out to be a rogue element. Yes. Yeah. But the better question is, the ANC is losing voters. Where are they going? They're not voting. Freedom Doritz, the number of people who rocked up for the election last time was abysmally low. They take the registry book. We don't know. Michelle. We don't know. My brother says that they did based on a tweet, but the tweet doesn't mean anything unless someone witnessed it. Holden says, why do people think salary is more important than it is? I don't know. A bunny pill. Yes, Tom Smith, you got my point. It takes a strong pill to stomach their nonsense. All right, folks, I'm going to end this poll. Okay. So do you think that the raid on the refugee center was a deliberate provocation to provoke Trump? 90% say yes. 10% say they're just not that clever. And you might be right. That's why I put that in the poll. All right, let me save that very quickly. Okay. And then we'll do another poll here. So don't run off, folks. There's 14 Rand from somebody. Okay. All right. So we got Dante von Vijk in the chat today. Devin Hofmeyer's been here, plus some other folks that nobody's recognizing. So let me see if my video is getting any views already. It's got 300 already. Okay, cool. That published on Twitter. Okay, cool. Okay, so back here to polls. Oh, here we go. Please correct who? Correct me? You correcting me? Did I get something wrong? No, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I didn't say that. No. For clarity, I do not know if the registry book was confiscated. I stated that they were looking for it and talking about it. So I've just put that up on Willem Petzer's site, okay? So there you go. All right, so there. Yeah, words matter, guys. Words matter. I have said throughout this that they were talking about it in a Nguni-speaking language, and people understand that language, and they wanted the registry book, they wanted the names. And I did say that people, now, you can't take that statement and put it with a statement where I said, because both statements are correct, but they're not necessarily related. The statement about wanting the book and looking for it, that's one thing. We don't know if they got it. The second statement that they were intimidating people, said, we know who you are. We know your name. That's a statement by a cop trying to intimidate them that didn't even have to be around the registry book. So let's not conflate things. We don't know. Yep. So cool, Colonel. I'm sure that you have calmed the waters. I hope I have, Kathy. When we hear from U.S. officials, I suspect tomorrow night. She's already had a press conference for today. Trump is speaking tomorrow night, and they'll probably let the dust clear on this. And the media don't know what to do. So we'll see if they quote me now, the media. They don't need the registry. They have a list at the main gate, which they confirm your appointment on. Going, that's what we're talking about. 2025, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're calling the registry. Okay? That's what we're talking about. They want the list of names. What I said about that is that I can't believe that we would have maintained a list of people arriving every day at the gate. Those sheets should have been confiscated or collected by U.S. officials every night. Every night. I don't know if they did or didn't. I'm just saying if I ran the program, they would not be left out. You can't sign in and then 2 weeks later we have names from people signed in 2 weeks ago because of the security nature of this. Those sheets should come out every day. And quite frankly, there ought to be a U.S. official there. I don't know if there is. It can't just be G4S security. It needs to be a diplomatic security official there or an FBI official, somebody with status needs to be there observing what they're doing. That's how I would run things. I don't know what Elon will think. Oh, but they have that because they have the same people that inspect the vehicles' weapons. They're holding the registry. Well, Sumeri, there's different locations, different setups. Some places have parking inside a gate. Some place you park on the street. Some place you walk up. Everything's different. Everything's different. Yeah, I know. P and Neanderthal, probably only security. But I'm saying how I would have handled it. According to X, they took the registry. Show how the truth is. Well, Martin, that's because it's coming from Willem Petzer, who was quoting me, and I think he misunderstood what I said. Have a nice evening. So, who's leaving there? Volmerons, see you later. Okay, there's apparently a lot of ANC voters that have stopped voting for ANC as they feel too let down as Christians. Exactly, they're just not voting. Okay? United Needs explain Ron Paul's hateful and divisive speech today was an absolute disgrace. Well, I'm going to listen to it afterwards because people didn't want to hear it here. Not an X, otherwise would ask DA directly their statement the refugee office is raided. Yep. The strike cut is saying a lift of interviewees for the day are kept by the security at the gate. That's what I would expect, but for the day. I'm wondering if our intake questionnaire got received by embassy. No. It was taken. It was received by the embassy. I wouldn't worry about that. Grace, faith, peace. Okay. Yane, all documents I would imagine that were at the facility belong to the U.S. government. If they touch it, the USA must make an example of them. Yep. The U.S. officials have the list when you enter. The security doesn't have a list. Not sure about everywhere else. No, we're not talking about that list. I'm talking about where they sign in to go into the place. Yep. Okay, looking forward to leave. We don't have to sign at the gate, only showing me. See, there you go. So every place is different, every event, so it's not consistent. Again, that's why I say I don't know that they have a registry. They said they wanted it. Yeah, gotcha, Sumeri. Be more concerned what the police left behind. Yep. Let's see them try this U.S. Embassy, says Debbie. 70 Rand. Thank you for that, Devin Hofmeyer. Everyone with an X account should spam the DA X account. Answers why the refugee process is. Exactly. That's what you should do. That's what you should do right now. That's what you should do. All right, let's put another poll up. Should There you go. Should South Africans demand of the DA to know why Home Affairs raided that place? Dante's meeting with someone. Okay, well, good luck with that, Dante. Okay. The one in Joburg I went to. Show your ID. They don't have a list, only visible inside when they take your phone. Yep. There's no list at all. It's digital and gas. Always been people making up nonsense. Again, West House, listen to what I said. I never said there was a list. I never said they had a list. I never said they got a hold of a list. I never said they saw a list. Registry. What I said is I had multiple people tell me they heard in the Nguni language. They didn't tell me which language it was. They didn't say whether it was Zulu or Xhosa, more likely Tswana or Sotho. They didn't tell me, but they said they heard in Nguni language. They didn't say Nguni. I'm saying Nguni. They said black. Some people said black language. Others said African language. I don't go with that vernacular. I go with Nguni because that's the language family, just like my language comes from Germanic language family. Nguni language spoken in which the officials were saying, where's the registry? We want the registry. We need the registry. That's what I reported on. So let's not confuse things, okay? Okay. And but there is a list. There is a list of people coming. There's a schedule. It may not be a hard copy list. It may be on a laptop, a U.S. government official, but there is a list. I don't know if any of you, the G4 guys only need to confirm the interview. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So let's stop focusing and obsessing about this list, okay? Let's stop. That's misreported. I didn't state that. I stated they were asking for it. That's what I said. That's what I said. Okay, let's stop obsessing about that. How many clowns enter the facility to intimidate anyone? Do you know? No, I don't know, Pikachu. I've heard conflicting reports of dozens of people there. I don't know the actual number. I wasn't there. This went scam ID at entry like any other guest. Yep. Well, if they scan your ID, then it's in a database. If you go to a place and you pull out your identification card and they scan it, it goes into a computer. Otherwise, how are they checking it? They're storing it. So if that happened to you, that's a database. That's a registry. Whether it's physical or it's electronic, that's a database. Now, I know I'm talking about people running with a narrative that happened, not you, Colonel. Much love. Exactly, West House. Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to stop the narrative here. We don't need it repeat on my channel. Yep. How are they picking people to interview the program? Based on applications. People submitting PRM emails, statement of interest, intake questionnaire, and they pull them up. They screen them. They confirm they're real. They schedule appointments. They go. That's how it works, Paul Thomas. Media Center says, D, I have nothing to do with this. I'm sorry, isn't Leon Schreiber the Minister of Home Affairs? Doesn't border management and immigration work for Home Affairs? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't work for them. Does border management and immigration not work for Home Affairs? If I'm wrong, correct me. I'll state it on air that I'm wrong. I thought they worked for Home Affairs, and I thought Home Affairs worked for Leon Schreiber. Isn't he in the Democratic Alliance? At least 200 people there today, so I feel sorry for the applicants. Well, Tomahawk, that's what you're saying. People told me earlier as many as 1,000. I have no idea how many people were there. Home Affairs is DA's bag. X, no thank you, has too much fake news. You're right about that, Mr. CJ. But what are they going to do about it? DA are not responsible for rogue actors. Yes, Media Center, but the DA are responsible for answering the public's questions about home affairs. They are. So if they have rogue actors, they owe an explanation. So you can't just simply pass the buck and say the DA has no responsibility here. The DA minister, the Home Affairs minister, has an obligation to tell the public what's going on. Now, EFF had nothing to do with this. SA media will probably report this as rogue fools who pretend to be officials. Okay, Francois, again, what you're saying is a non sequitur. It doesn't matter if there's a specific list for people going. There's other people going to that venue for doing other things. They just get the whole list. Get the whole list. They want the whole list. Doesn't matter. And so if you were there to repair the air conditioning system, and you're on the list, the digital list that they get from people scanning ID cards, then they've got your name. They're going to harass you. So that's not germane. Stop going down little avenues here, folks. It's all pretty simple. Would be wise for USA to be selective when screening people in this program. Yeah, it would be. In light of current events, what can minorities in South Africa do to advance American interests in Africa? How can we pay America back for its generosity? I don't have an answer for you on that, Rui Falk. John Uberheisen is Minister of Agriculture. Note there is nothing in South African news about what happened today. No, nothing at all. Here we are, hours later. It was at 1:30 roughly, between 1 and 2. It was 1:30. That's the information I have best. So 1:30 your time. It's now 2 o'clock here, which makes it 9 o'clock in South Africa. That's 8.5 hours and no news. No news. Chill pills are kicking. Your pillow's calling me. Okay, Vilma, is it true that the DA had nothing to do with this? Then it will be up to them to grow a spine and take on the NC. That's another angle of this, Daniel. Slashing any aid to South Africa seemed unpopular in Congress. No, I don't think so. 2 states? We're talking 2 states, Buster. There should be at least 3 states. Cape, Natal, and the rest. Leon Amos Schreiber is a South African writer and politician who currently serving as Minister of Home Affairs. I wonder what the ANC was thinking. I don't know. It might be someone rogue. That's what I said earlier. It's a possibility. Good afternoon, Chris. Did the raid take place on the grounds of the embassy? No, it did not. It took place at a leased facility where it was working, but that's not the point. Diplomats have protection in their person and their things. So the fact that they raided this event where no criminal activity is taking place is a clear violation of the Vienna Conventions. You are not protected simply on embassy grounds. You are afforded diplomatic protections. And I had this conversation with an Irish border official when I was there on leave. So in 2000, when was this? 2011, something like that, maybe 12, 13. Can't remember exactly when. I had to go to a conference in Europe, and I took holiday because the flight's already paid for, so it's easy. So I flew from there to Ireland, and I went to Dublin. I got off the plane, and all these dodgy-looking guys from the Middle East who had European passports went straight through because Ireland is part of the European Union. Straight through like that. I was directed to the other people, the gypsies and the unwanted, the unclean, with the American passport. I went there, and I put my diplomatic passport up. And I had to spend I missed my bus. I had to wait like an hour and a half for another bus. I had to wait because I had to go into town. I was taking public transport. I had to wait for this clown, this major in the Irish Immigration Services who's harassing me about why I had a diplomatic passport. You can't travel in a diplomatic passport. I said, why not? Well, you're not accredited because he looked for the visa for the diplomatic stamp for Ireland. He said, you're not accredited here. I said, I don't have to be accredited here. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, I'm a diplomat. No, you're not. I said, yes, I am. That's a diplomatic passport. It's valid. It's current. I'm accredited. You're not accredited here. I never claimed to be accredited in Ireland. Well, what are you doing here? I'm on holiday. Well, you can't travel in your diplomatic passport. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Well, explain to me, Mr. Immigration Officer, didn't quite say it like this. How the hell am I supposed to exit the country on the passport I entered on, which is where I'm credentialed at, and I have to use that passport, and leave on a different passport, and then get back in the country? Explain that to me. You are accredited in a country where you're accredited. That means you have privileges there. However, under the Vienna Conventions, if you're an accredited diplomat and you're traveling or you're on holiday, the countries around the world that are signatories to the Vienna Conventions, which is every country in the world, has the obligation to expedite your movement. Why? Because me leaving Ireland might be to get back to my accredited position to deal with a diplomatic issue. Therefore, you do not delay these people. So, that is the same scenario with these officials in Johannesburg. They were executing a diplomatic mission on behalf of the United States Embassy. They entered the country on diplomatic passports. They had diplomatic visas approved by the Southern government. And even if they weren't diplomatic, they would have been official. Even if they weren't diplomatic passports, but I know the State Department, all their people get diplomatic passports. DOD, we get red passports unless there's a specific need for it. Carol, she's live? Okay, I don't buy that for a second. We're going to go there again. Go to the White House. White House. I'm going to reload it. No, she's not live. She's not live. She's not live. There's nothing on it. It will be on the White House site. There's nothing there. Thank you for the super chat there, Dusty. So they're executing. Even if they weren't on a diplomatic passport, they would have been on an official red passport. And an official passport, they have visas to come in. They didn't just come in the country. So anyway, you have to, if you go on an official mission or diplomatic mission, you have to do a country clearance request. The country clearance request goes through the U.S. Embassy, and it gets coordinated with the host nation. So they knew they were there. Media Center, DA bashers, give it up. No one's bashing the DA here, Media Center. No one's bashing the DA. Simply saying they have responsibility to South African citizens. Somebody said you were meeting. It said Dante van Wyk said you were meeting with somebody. I don't know. There are no green passports. I've never seen a U.S. green passport. Tercius Funderberg just gave 5 memberships. Thank you for that. Snippets. They need you in the embassy. Well, I don't disagree. Yeah, she's not live, guys. The only place to go is the White House. Thank you for your membership. All right, agreed. 3-state solution is the way forward. We all deserve our independence and sovereignty. It happened in Europe with Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia. It did indeed. It did indeed. It happened in Ethiopia, Eritrea and Ethiopia. What is the best thing? It happened in Sudan, South Sudan. What is the best thing for Afrikaners to do now if this has happened? Devin, good question. Good question. Lots of memberships coming in. Thank you for that. No, it's not live, Associated Press. No, she's not live. If she was live, she would be on the White House website. So I'll refresh it and check again. No. Okay, AP. I'll go to AP. I'm going to look, guys, but I know it's, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'd be happy to be wrong. I'd love to hear what she's got to say. AP, Carolyn Levitt. Okay. Oh, it says live. Let's see.
Are you looking for the most...
I see what you guys are saying. It started 16 minutes ago. Okay, maybe you guys are right. It's not in the White House. Okay, maybe. All right, I'll stand corrected. I said I'd be happy to stand corrected. Come on with a stupid ad. It won't let me skip the ad. There's no one out there. It's frozen. Oh, there we go. Not live. Okay, maybe she's going to be live. She's not live now. I don't know where this is at. With the chat in there. So this is where it's supposedly happening. That's it. She's not live right now, but thank you for the heads up. Maybe she will be going live.
Yes.
Okay, I got to stop the alert box. Thank you for the memberships. That's becoming quite distracting.
Oh, okay. Great. So I think she'll probably get started, given that she's just doing her hit right now, like in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
15 minutes. New York City. What the heck are you talking? 15 minutes, man. That's a long time. So let me put that on mute. That's not even live. We jump ahead. There you go. That's the live feed. Yeah. So if Carolyn Levitt goes live, we'll get you. Okay. Well, aren't you watching here, Jonah P? Why would you? Why do you need the link? You watch it right here. You're asking me to give you a link so you can leave my channel. Isn't that self-defeating for me? I'm sorry. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Did I miss something here? You're asking for the link so you can leave my channel? God, that's pretty cheeky, man. That's pretty cheeky. Anyway, the link is the whitehouse.gov. That's where I'll tell you. Well, actually, just go to White House on YouTube. 1993 green cover turn to celebrate bicentennial. Okay, concert service. Okay, but that was a short-lived thing. It wasn't long-term. That only lasted for a year. It's not normal. So I have actually seen those green passports in the past, but Pop up, become YouTube premium member to prevent ads. Yeah, that's true, but I'm not paying them any more money. They don't give me enough of my own money. All right, so we got about 800 votes on whether people should demand it from the DA, okay? All right, so next we'll do, no, send it to my dad. I'm here till the end. You guys are funny tonight. All right, I'm going to end this poll, and then we're going to, is it already ended? It is. Oh, here it is. Going to end the poll. End the poll, and I'm going to start another one up, okay? Okay, all right, so 98% think that the DA should see. I mean, no, but that's not hating on the DA. Not everybody here hates the DA. There's a lot of DA voters in the stream, and they just want the DA to be able to answer for this and tell us what the hell's going on. That's not an unreasonable request or demand. All right, now we're going to put another one up, another poll. And this poll, you ready for this? Okay, start a poll. Okay, will okay. New poll. There you go. Pressy also gave a shout out in his latest release. Said the Colonel is the only one that's currently reporting what happened at the Refugee Center. Okay. Yeah, you saw it once. I got you, UK Sapphire. I remember seeing it too now it was mentioned. I have to say all these new members are freaking entertaining. Yeah, it is great, and I appreciate people buying all the memberships. Great. I've now changed my name to protect myself. Been on your channel 3 months. Thank you for keeping us informed. Well, Free Falling, that's fine. Thank you for letting us know you changed it. Free Falling's name is Laverne Fundemeva. Laverne Fundemeva. It's a man posing as a woman. You can find Laverne in Uppington. I encourage all of Home Affairs to go to Uppington and look for Laverne Fundemeva, also known as Free Falling. 1, 2, 3. Why did you delete your message? Did I guess out of all the names on the planet, was it really Laverne Fundemeva? Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. That was too funny. That was too funny. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to turn the sound on that so I can make sure that we catch it when she comes out, okay? I'm just going to turn it down. I got to remember to turn it up, so put it down over here. It's a little bit lower. So it's kind of a low din in the background. So what happens here? Oh, there's another commercial. I don't care about your one app to manage your employees. I don't need an app to manage my employees. I am my employees. Team of one. Hopefully the internet stays up, and when Carolyn comes out, now I hope she addresses this. We're going to hang around. If it's 15 minutes, we'll wait 15 minutes. This is a big deal. No, got you, Free Falling. No, I was just kidding. We saw Free Falling, man. That's why I said that. DLM Christian Perspectives. We need to pray for those people on the list. May God open the doors for those people. Yep. Poor Laverne Fundemeva Uppington is going to have a hard time. Where is Shirley? Okay. Boris says bye. Bye, Bor Vihan. Take care. Why are you leaving, man? What we do? What we do wrong, man? Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. I'll feel unloved. We're getting a few subscribers today. Thank you all for subscribing. If you're new to the channel and you haven't been here before, please subscribe. Today has been the best. It's the first spike we've had in a while. We've gotten just short of 400 subscribers today. That's a good start. Let's keep it going. We've had some good hours here. Let's see. 24,000 watched between 10 and 11. Then 21,000. Then 20,000. 3 hours, 4 hours in a row with over 20,000 people. That's insane. That's more like it. Trump will be live tomorrow, confirmed. Thank you for that, Mad Max. Confirmed, yeah, tomorrow evening he'll be speaking. Okay, so that's awesome. Yeah, I know. That's why, Barbarian King, I picked Fundemeva. And is he just not turn around and say they knew nothing about the raid? Yes, that's a very real possibility, Grand Man Innocent. But then heads have to roll. Our hen says, thanks, you're a legend. Yes, and legend. Kurt Darren, yes, and legend. Okay. Spicy Tunes is looking for Jesus. Jesus? Jesus? Yeah, they were claiming that Durka was taking screenshots. We'll talk about it because the journalists won't ask her about it. I think someone might. You sent 86,000 views to my channel last month. Look at that. You got more than I. You're welcome, man. No wonder you gave me a super chat. 86,000. Wow, that's crazy, man. It must be nice for people to get famous off me. Check your WhatsApp. Okay, is that from you, Ronell? Oh, okay, cool. That's awesome. I like that. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, cool. Hang on. I love it. Yeah, I'm going to have to make that available on this side. And then for folks in the U.S. and you guys can get it too. I don't know if it's expensive because, you know, multicolors, they like to get crazy. So we're waiting for the Carolyn Levitt to come out and give a press conference here shortly, folks. But we just got an image that was sent to us from, there it is, from Ronell. And that's for the Wyatt Army t-shirt that people were asking if they could get one. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Here you go. This is what the Wyatt Army t-shirt looks like. Let's get your take on that. See? Look at that. That's pretty cool. But the multiple colors might be a challenge. Might be very pricey. Okay, why did it just go quiet? There they are. Okay. Well, one of my accounts, I think my Facebook account says I'm in Estonia or something like that. It's been that way for years. One of my social media accounts says I'm in Botswana. So yeah, lots of social media accounts out there. So folks still subscribe. Yeah, shirt looks amazing. It's cool, but I mean, there's a lot of colors, so the graphic might not be easy. I want a black one and a white one. Yeah, black would be good too. Black and olive drab. Yep. Play my old soldier song. Oh, wait, no, I can't do that right now. Flag, a big one. Love it. Love the shirt. How much and where? Okay. Well, it isn't set up yet. Would love one of those shirts. Very cool looking shirt. Where's the blondes? Sorry, I didn't want the blondes. Cheapest chips to get t-shirts done in demand. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but then, you know, the total fulfillment is the problem. I have services that can do total fulfillment in America, but getting it done in South Africa, I don't have a reliable vendor. Yeah, black and olive drab are the best size, Spicy Tunes, yep. And also that patch on a cap, ball cap. Yeah, definitely one of those. Seriously, put some blondes in there. Yeah, I made them all brown. That would be something, wouldn't it? Purple one. Well, that's the friend would be Nick Muller. I like purple. And thank you for highlighting truth. What's going on? You are a voice to many who cannot speak. All right, cool. What about some reflective material for us car cards? If you load Brave browser, you won't get any YouTube ads. Yeah, I have Brave on here. I also have, what the hell is it? Chrome. I have all of them. I have Opera. I don't use most of them. Get someone in South Africa to print and mail it to you. You can set up a vendor. No, I can have it done here. I need someone in South Africa to be a service provider. Ronaldo offered to make merchandise for me a couple years ago, but then he sent me a contract. I don't want a contract. I want to be able to get someone that can source the T-shirts. My camera's hanging up. I want someone that can source the T-shirts, who can fulfill the orders, can ship, process the payments. That's what I want. If I can't get that, then I'm not doing it. Yeah, people ask me for South Africa T-shirts for ages. Well, if she's only making announcements, we'll have to wait and see, Chugsy. But that connection is not working very well. Hopefully the White House will pick up a connection there. So, my Blood River video, by the way, is up to 16,000, so not great. And it's had a typical slide off as a course today. You do marketing, you have suppliers who can do this for you. Should I get a quote? Well, I don't, okay. Here in America, I can go online, I can design a shirt, it gets uploaded, and then those people, I can select the price, and they can fulfill the order. They pay me, they do all the shipping. I'm looking for that in South Africa. Do we not have something like that in South Africa? Let me look at the video from earlier that I did announcing this story. That video was about 30,000 earlier. Let's see where it's at now. A hoodie would be great. An olive drab hoodie would be fantastic. It's at 38,000 now. Still going. 6,000 last hour. So that one's going to do well. Yep. And then the live. Let's see how the live is doing. So that one, 33,000. Is that right? Printify, Chris, for the T-shirts. All right. Well, right now, I'm Laverne that wants. Oh, there is a Laverne Fundamental here. Now there's a Laverne Fundamental. That's funny. That'll be an inside joke for everybody who watches this program forever. Who's Laverne Fundamental? Printfy, South Africa. Okay. Printify, South Africa. Okay. Okay. No, I don't want to sell it. I want them to sell it. It's telling me to sell it on Amazon, or are they selling it for you? Okay, that's what I'm looking for, something like that. Okay, but I got to make sure that I don't have to have a South African bank account. Got someone for you, would email you their number to WhatsApp. Okay. Their microphone is terrible here, and so is their connection. Will they use a mobile phone? NBC News, Washington, okay. Okay. Flare Affair. I don't know what Flare Affair is. Flare Affair, South Africa. Okay, there you go. See, I couldn't find any companies like this a few years ago. Maybe now they've sprung up. That's in PE. My Little Online Store. Oh, that's a small place. I need a big operator here. Kiss my grits. That's old. Okay, so 2/3 you think she'll address this? 690 votes. But I'd like to get more than just T-shirts. I'd like to be able to do hoodies. I'd like to be able to do patches and also caps. But caps and shirts would be the most important. Okay, Sami's off to bed. Take care. We have a vote for all the blondes. Okay, everybody wants blondes. Okay. Remember to register with BEE. I work for a company that does clothing and branding. I can look into setting something up for you. I can be shipped via Pudo. I have several people doing branding for us. Okay. Do we know what they're announcing? No, we don't. And the AP site keeps cutting out. Can we print some FDA and CNN? No, I'm not going to do that. More blondes. What's with the blondes? You guys are obsessed with blondes, man. What's that all about? The patch would be great. Yes, I want the patch. Yeah, and not the one for smoking. So let me take a look at analytics now. We were at this hour. We're at just 4,500. Is that right? Let me reload that. It was 8 minutes ago. I checked and I thought it was a 4,500. 4,500. So not more people are tuning in. Same people watching. So anyway, yeah. So I'm looking to see something here really quickly. No, that's not going to give you the answer I'm looking for. Caps with your signature. Oh, my signature's. I got it. Well, I don't like my signature. Some people do. Channel QR code. Well, we did that before. We put the QR code on something. I forget what it was. It was pretty cool. It worked. Oh, on my business cards. Yeah, that's what it was. Ronell, wasn't Ronell. It was, what's her name? Debbie Morey did that. Okay. She's back. She's there. Oh, that's a terrible connection. Their connection is terrible. This is not even viewable. It's not me. It's their feed from Washington. And it's not on the White House site. Their feed is terrible. I'm going to do what I always tell you guys to do. I'm going to pause it, and we're going to wait about a minute and a half, okay? We're going to go back, and then hopefully the data will load, okay? So we're going to do that. We're going to go back a little bit, and we're going to, hopefully the data will load, and we won't have these skips, okay? No. Here we go.
We'll all be tuning in. It's going to be a really good just in the Oval Office with the president discussing it. He's going to talk a lot about the accomplishments over the past 11 months.
It didn't help.
All he continues to plan to do to continue delivering for the American people over the next 3 years. As for the Vanity Fair article, Michael, I'll take your question directly.
This is terrible.
Example of disingenuous reporting, where the chief of staff.
This is useless.
This article was the...
She's not a cougar. She's in her 20s.
And we see a lot of this.
That is terrible. It's a waste of time.
We'll leave out important content.
Yeah, it's not buffering. That's them. All right, it's not even worth watching. We'll have to find out afterwards what she said. This isn't worth watching it. So let me turn that off. That's their website. That's their connection. It's terrible. Yeah, they've lost it. See, now look, they've lost the connection. That's how bad their connection is. So they'll work on fixing that, which will probably be by the time she finishes the press conference. She's not on the White House website, so I can't go there. Yeah, and let me see if anybody else is carrying this. Carolyn Levitt. Carolyn Levitt live. Let me see if anyone else has it, because that's AP. Their connection is garbage. Okay. No. Associated Press. Okay, here she is on Fox. Let's see if they've got somebody.
I swear to God, if this stuff doesn't fix your...
Yeah, I don't want this ad. Somebody said it was on Fox. Let me see if Fox is better. Come on, let me get past this ad. Jeez, why do I have to keep watching this stupid ad? It's over. It's over. She already ended it, so it was just a couple minutes. I'm going to jump here. Come on, it was just there on Fox News. Come on. They only put like a second of it here. Or this is behind. I'm not sure which it is.
As we do see, Senate Majority Leader John.
Now, it says she's speaking, but she's not. So, yeah, that's a waste of time, guys. That's a waste of time. All right, sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't mean to waste your time with that. I was just trying to satisfy what people asked for. So 69% says things she'll talk about it, but we don't know. It's over already, looks like. Still no contact. Well, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me, Destructions Gaming. I don't know when you were involved, or in fact your brother went isn't really germane. Unless he was linked to your case, then it would be germane. Yeah, informed briefing. Yep, she's doing an incredible job. Where can we get the link? Well, you can search for it like I did. It's not working. Yeah, it's stream cut due to technical difficulties. Exactly right. Preemptive strike. National Desk is better. Okay. Manny Fun Ryan, you take care. Okay. Yep. So, all right, where are we at? So for those tuning in link, they want the video. They want to go watch the video, but there's no video. It's ended. So anyone we can invite to chat that has more info. No. I can't burn sources. Let me look in my thing and see if anybody's come up in the window here. Okay. I've got a bunch of messages, but none of these. Oh, here's some photos. Let me see. Oh. What's this? All right, so I'm just looking for something. I couldn't find it. Yeah, Sean spoke about the Vanity Fair article, right? How do you think the job opportunities will look? What job opportunities, Buster B? Where? For whom? When? What? Never did the circle back the previous show that was canceled. What do you mean circle back? I don't understand what you mean, Holden. What show was canceled? What are you talking about? You talking about my interview today? It wasn't canceled. I did the interview. I just couldn't get internet. What we heard was basically she said, thank you, turned around and walked. Yep, just saying it's terrifying that this is happening now as well. I know he can't help with it, just putting it out there. Okay. Send you the link of Caroline speaking. Yeah, but it's over. So thank you for that so much, sir, for everything you do, above and beyond. She's still talking. I have it on my phone. I watched her on Fox News walk away. I don't know what you're watching. Fox News showed her walking away. Did she come back? Apparently, President Trump has suspended trade deal with you. Yes, that was one of the news items I found here that I wanted to cover. Let me see. Where is that at? Trump. Oh, he's suing the BBC for $10 billion. Yeah, there you go. So let's just start with that. So Trump has suspended this trade deal with the UK, folks, for those still here. U.S. pauses implementation of $40 billion technology deal with Britain. The United States is stalling the implementation of $40 billion technology agreement with Britain, officials said, following concerns in Washington over London's approach to digital regulation and food standards. The tech prosperity deal, covering artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and civil nuclear energy, was agreed to during President Trump's visit in September in a celebration of the country's close ties and ability to work together in trade and technology. But it's going to get held up now. Trump is suing the BBC for $10 billion. $10 billion. Accusing of defamation over editing his speech. Yep. President Trump filed a lawsuit Monday seeking $10 billion in damages from the BBC, accusing the British broadcaster of defamation as well as deceptive and unfair trade practices. 33-page lawsuit accused the BBC of broadcasting a false, defamatory, deceptive, disparaging, inflammatory, and malicious depiction of President Trump, calling it a brazen attempt to interfere in and influence the 2024 U.S. presidential election. It accused the BBC of splicing together two entirely separate parts of President Trump's speech in order to intentionally misrepresent the meaning of what President Trump said. The lawsuit filed in a Florida court seeks $5 billion in damages for defamation and $5 billion for unfair trade practices. BBC said it would defend the case. Good luck with that. BBC chairperson Samir Shah, BBC British Broadcasting Corporation chairman Samir Shah called it an error judgment which triggered resignations. Yeah, okay, there you go. That's all you need to know. $10 billion. The complaint blasts the BBC for deceptive editing of footage from Trump's speech on January 6, 2020, shortly before a mob of his supporters invaded the U.S. Capitol. Oh, no. Lots of false flag operators, not a mob. Shylock, who has no defense? The BBC? You're right. Yes, Rikus Pretorius, I covered the death of DJ Warris earlier. Also, I reached out to Rob Hersoff as soon as I heard about it this morning. I don't know if I was the first to inform them of sad news, but Rob did make a video a few minutes later. And this is Rob Hersoff's response about the execution murder of DJ Warris earlier today in Joburg.
I've just heard the news that my brother, my friend, my fellow supporter of Western civilization and the Judeo-Christian faith was murdered today in Johannesburg. I just want to say he was the most loving, compassionate, friendly, honest, open, decent human being. And it is a tragedy beyond belief. Warris, we love you. We miss you. May you rest in peace, brother.
Yeah, that was Rob Hersoff after hearing that DJ Warris had been murdered. I don't know about him storming out of there. It's almost 180,000 rand. What's that, Anton? 180,000 rand. 180 million rand. No. 10 billion is a lot more than that. This is one that's the South African version, Charlie Kirk. No. May we please discuss the gelofte, Colonel? What's your opinion? Luck or something we in today's life do not understand? Okay, you want to talk about gelofte dag and the vow. Well, the vow was real. They made the vow, and they prevailed. They attributed it to God, and perhaps God played a role. But I think as a military person, it's from my perspective, whether God intervened or not, they had a very wise battle plan. The Zulu had a very foolish battle plan. They didn't take into account the terrain, and the Trek Boers were smarter. Both sides were itching for a fight. This was revenge for Blaukrans and Wienen. And the Zulu, contrary to what Cyril posted, they weren't defending their ancestral lands or sovereignty. They had no concept of sovereignty. They had no concept of land ownership, not in a modern sense. And this was not their land. They were transient people moving all over. And the Zulu hadn't been there for ancestrals. The most recent people that they could claim had been Zulu were just their parents, if that. The Zulu Empire was only forged in the early part of the 19th century, not centuries prior. People there before that weren't Zulu. Zulu did not exist before that. They became an empire. So my issue with this is that as a military officer and a tactician, I would argue that the Trek Boers were looking for a fight. The Zulu were looking for a fight. And they had what I call meeting engagement. The Trek Boers put up a defensive position with their wagons interlaced together in a concentric circle, and then they had their cannons placed well. And the 464 Boers who were present, who all survived, I think 3 were wounded, killed 3,000 to 8,000 Zulu warriors. It is not a great victory for the Zulu. It was an incredible victory for the Trek Boers. And so that's how I see it. Whether there's a hand of God in it or not, God wasn't needed, to be honest, because other than maybe directing the spears away from people if such a thing can happen. Yep. There you go. 302 trillion rand is what that is, or something like that. Yeah. Boer. Okay. Oh no, it would be 300. Yeah, it's 108. Yeah. Anyway. 18 to 1, 10 billion, 180 billion. That's correct. Now you're correct, Anton. Will the process continue if they're rated like this? What's your take on this? Roger, you're late to the game. Yes, the process will continue. If anything, I think it will accelerate. It might be a short-term blip, but it will accelerate. Land ownership goes hand in hand with land development. They've never developed any land. Yep. Trump is active on true social aid, but nothing said about South Africa yet. No, Trump is biding his time. He's holding his powder. But I can tell you the U.S. government knows about this, both in South Africa and in D.C. They're aware of what happened. Yep, the rules likely figured overwhelming numbers would win the day and pulled World War II Russian tactic of just throwing bodies. Exactly. You are correct. That is correct. That's what they believed happened. They thought their numbers would do it. Now, they weren't entirely, they weren't defenseless. They had assegais. They also had rifles. Not rifles. They had guns. Some of them had guns. I mean, remember, they had some guns they had purchased in the past, plus they had also murdered Dingani's party. There's dozens of guns there. Yep. Rob made the video almost just after the news when we put... no, Del Marie, I know. I told him, and just about 12 minutes later, in fact, I can tell you the timeline. Yeah, I don't know what you guys were thinking up there. So I sent that to Rob. Let me see. I told him about it. He probably looked into it very quickly. I wrote to Rob at 9:54 while I was broadcasting, and at 10:09 he published this video, which took 30 seconds to make. So that was 9 and 6 is 15 minutes after I contacted him. So, yep. Anyway, what's this photo here? Okay, that's nothing there. Okay. Okay, sorry, someone who was there is giving me updates here. I'm just trying to read it, but it's not very helpful. They mean well, but not very helpful. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh my gosh. Boy, I tell you what, the abusive stuff doesn't stop. Somebody writing to me moaning about stuff. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm getting messages from people I wasn't expecting to hear from. Yep. Anyway. Will Trump offer Brits who are suffering under Starmer refugee status? No. No. Actually, yes. That's what the whole concept of the 7,500 was, folks. So the deal with the 7,500 was that Trump said 7,000 would be reserved for South Africans, and that 500 would be owed mostly to Europeans, like the Irish and the Brits and Germans, who are suffering from unjust persecution, political persecution. So yeah, he was setting aside 500. So yes, the answer is that's the intent. Claim to land is equivalent to a homeless person sleeping under a bridge claiming he owns the land. Well, it's kind of like the Poppy Act, isn't it, Buster B? Check your WhatsApp, Ronell says. Well, I did just check my WhatsApp, and I found something else out here I just had to get. So you've got something for me there. Oh, you got the hoodie and the hat. Okay. Oh, Ronell, that's gorgeous. Okay, I like that color. So hoodie. Okay, what's going on here? It's not saving. WhatsApp is acting up here now. Plan B. All right. Thank you, Rikus, for being here. Who is going to be angrier, Trump or Rubio? Trump, probably. No, dog's life sucks. I don't think you can call it an act of war. It is a violation of the Vienna Convention, which is the international agreements that govern diplomatic status and diplomatic protections. That it is. Certainly that's the case. Yeah. For one person who wrote to me a few minutes ago that was there, said 2 of these uniformed people tried to storm into the building. I don't know that verb, if that's the right verb. Try to enter the building, apparently. Yeah, I don't know if they were successful. No, their FD program will not be canceled. It will probably be accelerated. I'll tell you what I don't know, who your friend is trying to BS. Oh. Yeah, no, Zimbabwe's playing games with ownership. I'm not sure where we're at on that. I've been a little distracted by other events. Yep. My friend says the USCIS was closed in 2020, and she has no clue what raid you're talking. What? My friend says USCIS was closed in 2020. She has no clue what raid you're talking about. She works for Home Affairs. She has to bring any video. Well, I'll tell you what. If there was no raid, then I'm being punked by an awful lot of people. I'm being punked by U.S. officials on this side of the Atlantic, on that side of the Atlantic. I'm being punked by dozens and dozens now. It is dozens. They keep coming in, of people who claim they were there. No, I have no video because those people have no phones. Their phones are confiscated when they go in the facility. Use your brain here. And USCIS closed in 2020? Bullshit. I mean, that first off tells me bullshit. AI, good for now. All right, I don't know who you listen to, and I don't know if you're trolling or if you think, okay, USCIS. Okay, United States Citizenship Immigration Service. Why would USCIS close? Why would it close? We need it to control immigration. That just doesn't make common sense, doesn't pass. And as I clearly stated in my video, USCIS is sending officials to South Africa, and they've arrived on diplomatic passports. So I really don't understand what that cock and bull story is there. AI for you. Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay. Yeah, I think AI for you is a troll. Oh, my WhatsApp finally came up. My goodness. Wow, that took a long time. That is very strange. I'll try to save this now. Save as. And I got to wait for the hat. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so Ronell made these 2 things. Yep. So. I didn't say you were a liar. You said your friend told you that. The USCIS is not closed. Here you go. Here's their active website right there. DHS terminates family reunification parole programs. The Trump Gold Card. If USCIS closed in 2020, how the hell could they have a US Gold Card on there? There was no Trump Gold Card in 2020. I didn't make that up. I just showed you the website. You want to work for USCIS? Join. Apply now. Here you go. There you go. Homeland Defender, Immigration Services Officer, $50,000 a year, GS5 to 7. What's way below my pay grade? Yeah, locations, okay? So, you tell me they closed. They didn't close. They didn't close. They still exist. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. You know, I like it. It's just so easy. Well, who cares? Okay, so the master of the irrelevant. Did anybody claim that there was a USCIS office in South Africa? No. Did I claim that? No. What I told you is USCIS officials have gone on TDY, temporary duty, to South Africa. We've already covered this. Either you're making crap up or it's so easy. You can make me look like a genius. I appreciate it. You make me look so smart. Yeah, U.S. ambassador will be saying in South Africa. Death penalty return. Yeah. Yeah, I don't care if the building closed in 2020. I never claimed it was open. Never claimed there was an office there. It isn't relevant to the conversation. It's just total distraction. Well, look over here while people are stealing all the stuff out of the back of the store. That's what's going on right here. Dude, you're going to get a timeout. I've addressed it. Stop your bullshit. I love Trump so much. What's going on, Ronaldo? How you going? You want to come in, Ronaldo? Or are you already on the edibles? You want to pop in for a few minutes and chat with me? I'll get your take on this. Gosh, I don't know who spoke to a few times then and who the guy was on the tablet. Someone made an appointment and people were there at that place. Huh? Edibles. Ronaldo, he's on the edibles, man. He went quiet. He hasn't responded. Can you possibly assist in getting our daughter to us here in the U.S.? We told her a visa was issued in error and had to send her back. What? No, I have no ability to do that. I don't have any influences at immigration. How is it issued in error? Ronaldo already goofed. It's amazing how many people are living under a rock. That's true. Real Texas, we've been here since 2022. Now I know what pills you're taking there, Chris. Exactly. You see, I got to take those pills to stay calm. All right, so let's bring it all back in focus here, okay? We still got 1,000 people here. Let's bring it all back in focus. Talk about the key events that occurred today, all right? So let me just tell you this very quickly while Ronaldo, tries to get, sober. He's trying to sober up. Oh, my gosh. I was going to delete your post and give you a timeout, but then you mentioned Rob Reiner. Yeah, it didn't help. What's your point? It didn't help. It was impolite. It was rude. Doesn't change anything. False flags. Oh, my gosh. The Epstein files have been released, you moron. 4 times. Bye, guy. Oh, he's running away before he gets banned. Mailed your website for printing. Okay, thank you. People should stop talking cock. You can foot sec. Exactly. Hey, Jessica, I heard something happened today in Joburg. Here to connect. Okay, well, here comes the scoop. We're going to give it again. All right, let me run through today's key events. Earlier today, DJ Warris was murdered, assassinated in broad daylight in the streets of in the streets of Joburg in the Central Business District. I just played Rob Hersoff's tribute to DJ Warris, a life cut short at the age of 40, an assassination. We don't know if it's tied to the events unfolding there or if it's a targeted assassination. That happened. At approximately 1:30 this afternoon, local time in South Africa, in Johannesburg, at a location where the U.S. officials from USCIS were doing interviews of prospective refugees to come to America, uniformed South African officials in khaki uniforms, which we believe be border management and immigration, raided the site, bearing reports of dozens of them there in uniform. But they arrived as early as 7 a.m. the first, taking photographs of people's license plates and noting people writing notes down as they came in. I've had conflicting reports between 200 and 1,000 refugees there today. I'm inclined to believe the number is higher than 200 because the people that told me 200 probably came later. There was a report I got from people. They were listening to the languages, which were Nguni family languages, and they understand the languages, and they heard them saying, get the registry. Where's the registry? We need it. It has all these names on it. I don't know if any registry was gotten. I never made any such claim. Willem Petzer heard my video and may have misunderstood what I was saying. I made 2 separate events. The other one, that was the people saying that, but then in English, someone threatened one of the refugee applicants there saying, ha, you want to leave this country? We know who you are. We know how to find you. That was a separate event at the same venue. They're not linked. So again, people came in, made quibbling about, well, there's no registry, this, that, and the other. You're missing the point entirely. I was simply relaying what they thought they were looking for, why they went there. They thought they would get a list, okay? That's why they did the raid. That's part of the reason. So whether they got a list or didn't get a list, it matters if they got a list, but they didn't get a list, it appears. Anyway, so that raid on a facility where U.S. diplomats who are accredited as diplomats, who are accepted into South Africa by the South African government as diplomats, is in violation of the Vienna Conventions and violating diplomatic protocol. This is unbelievable. This is a shocking violation of U.S. sovereignty. It is a shocking violation of international norms. This is something that will be addressed. It cannot be tolerated. Yep. Of course there is a registry. People are so dumb. They check off your name list when you get there. Napoleon, it really isn't germane. People want to quibble about that. The bottom line is that was what was said. That's what they were looking for. And then I have a more recent update telling me that they tried to barge into the facility. I think that's a storm was the word used. I think that's probably a bit strong. I wasn't there though. We voted tonight to avert sanctions, and only now to be faced with sanctions. So you're not facing any sanctions. Officials will probably get sanctions if any come. Oh, look, it's John Steenhuisen. Let's see what he's got to say. Let's hear John Steenhuisen's message. You guys want to hear John Steenhuisen's message? We're going to do that. Okay, here you go. DA federal leader, okay, and Minister of Agriculture on Reconciliation Day. After hearing what Ramaphosa said earlier, let's see what he's got to say. Should be interesting. No? What do you guys think?
On this important day, we remember the deep injustices inflicted on South Africans from our painful history, which has, nevertheless, made us stronger and more united in our diversity. Reconciliation does...
Hang on. Pat's Pat, of course they know where they are. U.S. diplomats are disclosed to the South African government to get their visas to go there. They know their purpose. We are not hiding these locations from the South African government. They know where it's at.
Does not ask us to forget the past. It asks us to acknowledge it honestly and then work hard to bind the wounds that it caused and build a future in which every South African can share in the promise of our democracy. This year reminded us of the true strength of that democracy, the power of the voter. In 2024, it was South Africans acting through...
Yeah, the power of the voter. 38% of eligible voters showed up in the last national election. 38%. 38%. In a country that screamed for the right to vote. We want the vote. And you got it in 1994. 38% of eligible voters showed up. People didn't vote, John Steenhuisen. They voted against you by not going to the polls.
The ballot box, who opened the door to a new chapter for our country. Your vote brought diverse parties together in a government of national unity. And your...
No. He's an actor, and he's a bad actor, too. It's all stage acting. I'm sorry. I can't lie. That's what I'm seeing.
Your voice set us on a path towards stability, cooperation, and renewed hope. Reconciliation is ultimately a people's project. It calls on our humanity. It's about our willingness to listen, to be honest, and to see each other's humanity. In early November this year, at the Government of National Unity Leaders Meeting, ahead of the G20 Summit, all of the parties comprising the GNU came together to do just that, to be a united voice for South Africa. It was symbolic that we met for those 2 days at the cradle of humankind. It allowed us as leaders to reflect on our common humanity as we work to make life better for all South Africans. On this Reconciliation Day, let us honor the courage of South Africans who continue to believe in our democracy and who use their voice and their vote to build a better future. So let's commit ourselves to a South Africa united in its diversity, grounded in justice, and filled with hope. Happy Reconciliation Day, South Africa.
DA at work, rescuing South Africa.
If you say so. Bob doesn't agree. Bob doesn't agree. Wow, that's embarrassing. Allow the money. Yeah. Wow. You saw the rabbit. Trying to sell more BS to stay on the gravy train. ANC and their followers clearly don't want to unite South Africa. No, because they intimidate, they intentionally try to terrify and frighten South Africans interested in the refugee program. Their job is to defend South Africa, defend South Africans, not to oppress their citizens, not to intimidate and endanger their safety, which is what they did today. Yep. John, take care of the rabbit. You might eat it. Oh, I know he's talking crap. Thank you for that, Alabala. Reconciliation is the belief that all to be equal, though we are being persecuted. No, reconciliation means that you forgive your past misdeeds. You all get along. Stage acting, best description ever. Delivered as soliloquy with zero conviction, just vote mongering. Sylvester Saline's back. Hey, part one. Hey, Colonel, since you have some experience in being Mac, and since there's the theme of the day, I'd appreciate advice. All right, 35 Rand. Thank you for that. Listen to what Ron Posa said. No, he didn't listen. That was prepared probably ahead of time. Life better for South Africa. Shitty story. Making South Africa a nightmare. Can't sleep at night due to break-ins and shit. Scared to death. Go to sleep. Charlene Key's right. Yep. Even my kids came last 3 nights scared to sleep. Yeah, the weakest leader the DA's ever had. Weaker than Musi Maimani at this stage, yep. At least Musi Maimani had a plan. He meant to be ANC light. It just didn't work. The U.S. had a reconciliation out of nothing. Huh? I'm as high as a kite already. Yeah, see, I knew it, Ronaldo. You see, you're even behind in the chat. If by tomorrow this raid is proven to be true, I will come on the stream and say I was wrong. I don't think that's going to happen, but I will be man of my word. So let me ask you this question. What have I ever told you that's been a lie or misleading? Please, AI for now. I've been doing this for 6 years publicly. What have I told you that was untrue? Please. I'm going to ask you. I mean, why do you doubt my bona fides? Why do you doubt my broadcasting? Do you think that I would just decide on the blue, out of the blue on Khalof today to interrupt my day to deal with this crappy internet connection, to fight, to have 3 broadcasts in a row? I've been interviewing and broadcasting since 9 o'clock this morning. Do you really think I would just dream this up and make this up? Wow. The guy is completely deluded, absolutely bat crap crazy. Oh my goodness, You know, there's an answer to this, man. There's an answer to this. I'm sorry, AI, but, you're earning this song. You're earning this song. It's not about you. It's not directed at you. But it's coming your way, man. I mean, what can I say? If I can find it. It's not showing up here. Where the hell is that? Come on. All right, well, I don't know what the title of it is because it's, hang on a second. We're going to have to do it this way. Let's go here. All right, so you know it's coming. You guys know what's coming. Okay, so you know what's coming. I mean, really.
Stupid people should wear signs, neon bright so we can find a way to dodge their tanglements, avoid their chaos more.
Say less. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Ooh.
Save me from your
Twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Not an ad, don't waste your time.
Politicians dance and spin, blatant lies with a practiced grin. Blame the moon, blame the stars, blame the traffic or faulty cars. You think they're 6, not 35, playing games to stay alive.
Wear a sign, wear a sign. Save me from your twisted line. Wear a sign, wear a sign. Not an ad, don't waste your time. Celebrities
with tails so tall, lost my yacht, it's so small. It's hard being rich, don't you see?
You're living in your fantasy. Ooh. Sorry, but dude, you just keep coming with nonsense. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's pretend, okay? Let's pretend that this is all made up, that it's all fiction, that I've been punked by dozens of people and U.S. government officials to undermine credibility. Do you know what my response would be? Hey, I got punked, just like Ashton Kutcher. Delusional blabber. Can someone ban? No, he's not being racist. He's not saying anything bad. He's just got a different opinion. That's he can have his different opinion. But again, anyway. Yeah, I think you might need different friends. I missed part 2. Hang on. And Everett Ruiz, thank you for becoming a member. I missed part 2. Where the hell did part 2 go? Part 2. My new job in a big industry giant has a lot of B and a lot of W racists gossiping and bad-mouthing each other based on race. Well, that's sad to hear, Stalene. All right. And your third one, part 3. It's not always in a joking manner. How do I deal with this? I don't want to be part of the debate. Just do my job. Just stay out of it. I mean, unless you're in a leadership position, then you got a responsibility to put a stop to it. But the people come and say, "Look, I'm a South African. You're a South African. We're working here together. I don't understand. What's the problem? Let's just work together." That'd be my advice. That would be my advice, folks. Okay. The Truman Show, yeah. Record it so you can all defend yourself later. Exactly. Yep. Oh boy. Okay. What type of GPT are you using? I'm not using GPT. You mean to make the music? I write my lyrics, I refine them on Gemini, and then I plug them into the style that I want, the type of artist, and my lyrics that are adjusted by Gemini into Suno. What if you're part of the false flag operation? That is the funniest thing I've heard in a month. Oh, dear God. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Let's talk about the Lying Dutchman, okay? Let's do that one real quick. Which one was a better one? I think the first one was a better one. Okay. It's a psyop. Oh, dear God.
Hear the rhythm of the drum is a warning sound we play across the Cape of Good Hope, nearly 400 years away. They crossed the mighty ocean with a plan they thought was smart, to confuse and to distract and break a good man's heart. Bram and his wicked crew, they step up on the shore feeling like they got the truth, but they just want much more. A mission to mislead on South African ground, but the truth is a lion and the lie's gonna be unbound. Oh, the Lion Dutchman, yeah, he come a long, long way to tell his wicked stories and darken up the day. He tell a lie to get inside, invade the space of all, but the righteous stand up tall and refuse to take the fall. The Lion Dutchman, his story feels so set the trap. Yeah, he tried to lift his bait, but the corner would not bend, man, so he sealed his own sad fate. Cut the truth right out the footage, like Lenny Reef and Stout. He wants a fairy tale picture, but the camera cannot lie at all. He bamboozled the pig farmer, say he got an appointment, see, poppycock, balderdash, that's no reality. But listen what the breeze say, listen to the news spread wide. The people keep on coming where the golden gates abide. They're coming to America, land of the free, you see. No power in the world can stop their destiny. So take your tired stories, Lion Dutchman, and go. Yeah, your season is over, you can reap the wind you sow.
We'll see who's still here after this is over. All right, let's see how many's still left here. We lost some people, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, we lost about 200. Wow, that's a big drop. Yeah, AI for now, who told you I was a Christian? I'm a Wiccan. I believe in, elves and trolls and things like that, yeah. Charles King, we don't allow all caps. I'm going to delete your message and assume that you didn't know better. Somebody already do that for me? 301. Come on, where's that? Did I miss it? How is that jumping at me? Someone must have got it. Okay. Yeah, no all caps. Sorry. Where's the U.S. ambassador? Well, the Senate's finally got around to confirming him. What a day, Karen Long. 100%. Loving this track. Thank you. You're like, okay, cool, Janet Joel. For the term high-tech druidness. Yeah, I'm a high-tech druid. Oh, no, no. Apparently, Sangrio, I work for the CIA, according to these people. They've said that before. Now they're saying, they have said I work for Mossad, too. Elves, trolls, and dragons. And don't forget vampire fairies. Yeah. Where are the visuals for the claims you're making? You don't have to believe me. So, Sonke Makatani, you don't have to believe me. Yeah, the trolls are coming now. They're coming now. Oh, on my X post. They've already found my X post? Wow, that's shocking. Wow. Wow, you're right. Some nasty stuff here. Apparently, CIA gives this assignment to its lowest performing officers. It's sad that you spend so much time moving up the ranks to become an 06. You can be set south of your spread lies, pretend like you care about dumb Afrikaners or attention seekers. Wow. So I'm the one laughing because it has 6,400 views. It's only been up for an hour. I'm the one laughing. Yeah, I got your policy updates. Screw your policy updates. I'm the one laughing. I got 6,600, 6,700 views on it. So. Yeah, I'm definitely over the target, man. Yeah. When we have more information. What information do you want, Rogan Kolkamore? All the information has been provided. Yeah, exactly. You're not allowed to have phones. These people are funny. Yeah, it's a great view count. I won't be surprised if they pay people to troll people. Yeah, of course they do. They do. Take pictures and video evidence when it's a requirement to either not bring any electronics in hand. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, man. Why no video evidence even from USA officials? That should make you ask why. That's where I'm coming from. How do you know there's no video evidence, AI good for now? How do you know there's no video evidence, huh? How do you know that? As if wanting to leave your own country isn't bad enough, then your government wants to intimidate and harass you. Exactly right. I didn't see a super chat from you, Varoshka. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of trolls in here. Yeah, you guys help boost that post. That's great. Yeah, it's cool. And it's unlike the old days of Twitter where I didn't dare put the truth up on Twitter because it would be censored. It's not censored anymore. So, any fallout from South Asian troops to Russia? Good question, Kirtland Red. $5 super chat. Thank you for that. I don't think it's going to take a back seat now. What's your personal opinion why they wanted to see the registry and get to people's personal information? I don't know they did. Vimpy Kun, again, I think they know who's there. I'm not surprised the government knows. I mean, it's not hard to do. I mean, the South African intelligence services aren't that effective, but it's not that hard to do intelligence. You simply need to pay attention to the date that people started requesting unabridged birth certificates, who they were, where they were. That data is all compilable. You can sort that through a database. Then you also need to see how many people came for passports that didn't have passports. And you can look at trends. 50-year-old never had a passport, suddenly wants a passport. Doesn't mean that they're going to go to America, but you can see trends here. You can also see cluster stuff. And then so that gets you started. It's a piece of cake from there. Then they're outside recording license plates. It doesn't take much to check in a computer or call up and see who owns that license plate. Then they go through a list. It's easy to do. I think that the purpose of asking about the registry and doing it specifically in a Nguni family language was to intimidate. Maybe they really want it. Maybe this is the not so bright people. More concerned about listening devices left behind. No word from USA for hours. Yeah, no word from you, AI good for now. So what does that mean? Dude, you're gonna get a timeout for being an ass. Woke up politically when I realized the racist Germans were beaten by the racist colonial allies that bogged my mind. What the? Dude, you're on drugs. You need a timeout just because you're being an idiot. So I haven't had to give anybody a timeout in a while, but you're gonna have to have a timeout. You need. I'll give you a short one just so you can calm down. Clearly, you're confused. Just a 5-minute. You get a 5-minute timeout. If you're going to act like an adult when you come back, then you're welcome to. Okay. Some people come to this channel when they're drunk and they give stupid comment things they know nothing. Won't have to leave listening device behind. They'll move locations. Did you see how much part is February about supporting them? Nothing. No, Russians and China have said nothing, except until recently, oh, we support them being in the G20. Well, of course, they are part of the G20. Why wouldn't you? You got a timeout. I've learned never argue with a fool. That's why I just gave him a timeout. You're welcome, Krista. No response from the White House, Stephen. No, but there is a response from U.S. government. I talked to U.S. government before I went live with this. Jacobus says, you have unbelievable self-control from my point of view. I would not be able to deal with so many stupid people. Well, it comes from leading people. Well, Nosifo, dumbass, Dalamini says, we know you're not CIA agent because you aren't smart enough to be one. Sending love from KZN. Well, thank you. Kisses and hugs to you too, asswipe. Yes, Varoshka, CCTV is probably likely that they are there. I wouldn't doubt that there's security cameras there at the place. Pete's, you're welcome. It's doing well. I'm at 3,000 subs, 86,000. Okay. Empty Skull Awards. I heard I'm fire-breathing dragon. My late ex-boyfriend said this is how I make toast and mimics me breathing on a slice of bread. U.S. will first have a proper meeting about this event before they take action. Exactly. What does this mean for the future refugee operations? I think that'll just accelerate it, honestly. Vincent Roots, thank you for subscribing. Nasifo bumped its head and it recently failed. Yeah, and Conla Intelligence Services. Yeah, and Conla Intelligence Services are in the house. The MK Intel Services are currently in the program. Thank you for joining us. The brown shirts. Colonel Wyatt's a secret. Yeah, secret agent, man. What did Max Dupree have to say? Jack, what did you walk into? You were here earlier. The trolls have shown up. The rock spiders are crawling out from under the rocks. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a boring night for them. They're up late. Yeah, Charles, a bunch of trolls showed up here now. We've only given one a timeout, so, it's fine. One has gotten a timeout. So, anyway. Yep. Crazy stuff, folks. MK Intelligence Agent. Yep. What about playing Dogzilla's song for the trolls? Oh, yeah. Dogzilla. Forgot about Dogzilla. He decided to finally say he'll be back. He likes to come out at night. Flies are swarming. Hey, Leon.
Dogzilla monster, yeah, he's too much. Hey! Bet you think this jam is all you'll play. Splashing through the Connell stream, throwing shade like it's a meme. No facts, just vibe. H what a scene. Warning, stacking, count it out. In, tweet, 3, time out. Connell says with a sly little grin, some journos out there, bit thick in the bin. But rocks don't tweet, brew, they just chill. They don't spin stories or send out the bill. Life's too short for moaning and grind.
Yeah, life's too short.
Chuck the ugly, leave it behind. Let the truth dance out. Let it shine. No time for drama, no space for spite. We grew with truth. We jammed it right. Living in a fairyland, shame man, please. Keyboard warrior with no real steez. Typing daggers, throwing shade. But words don't scar, they just fade. So what's your handle when be cool? Be a friendly troll, not a Peter fool. Listen up, facts are fire. Smart is sexy, no need to conspire. Colonel's truth, yo, it hits like a drum. Breaks the fake, makes the trolls go numb. Some peeps laugh, some just moan. Colonel, leave the rocks alone. Life's too short for moaning and grind. Share the lacquer, the truth, the prime. Chuck the ugly, leave it behind. Let the truth dance out. Let it shine. No time for drama, no space for spite. We grew with truth. We jam it right.
Kathy produced that song. Thank you for that, Kathy. Hey, Mimi Lambert, what's going on? Need more songs. Oh, we got tons of songs. Michelle Schneemann, lots of them. Sounds like Dogzilla's being missed. Not at all. Not at all. And Vanna just gave a membership. And Minri Lamberts just got it. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. Pretty cool. Congratulations. Congratulations for the membership. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, the trolls had to subscribe and wait their 20 minutes. They all showed up at the same time. Had to wait their 20 minutes to get into the chat. So my subscriber growth, I'm going to watch it tonight probably decline because the trolls came in and they'll unsubscribe. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I think everybody knows by now that we've got this situation that happened in Johannesburg. So, yep. I see the conscious Carrick Americana shared your live earlier on X with a lot of nasty comments. Yeah, I'm sure there are. All right, Gray Man, have a good night. Take care of yourself. We have been at this for a very long time, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Maybe it's time to wrap up, okay? It is 10:30 for South Africans. I've got my night owls later on tonight. We'll cover this in more depth later on tonight. Can't they send military planes to come? That can be done, but we haven't reached this stage with that, so that's a little bit over. What's this? Newsroom Africa. Oh, are they lying about me already? You know how they lie. Oh, they're not talking about me. They're talking about Newsroom Africa. It's talking about peddling false lies.
You probably are better placed to respond to the next question because you head up the ANC's International Relations Subcommittee. And that is the effort perhaps better to be done here in South Africa to drive this message of unity among the national
Get to the
groups
point.
that
Good
exist
God.
in South Africa, as opposed to trying to convince the current American administration that there is no genocide taking place in South Africa? Do
I know,
you
the bots
think
leave.
that perhaps is a lost cause, that America possibly has its own agenda that it is not going to give up on because they
Okay, so what is this agenda that America has? We don't give a crap about South Africa as a country. For what? What agenda? What agenda? Stupid people. Here's your sign.
continue peddling this without providing any proof?
It took a minute to get that question out.
Only what has happened today with the occasion where the president was with the Afrikaner Federation is actually a confirmation that only a united South Africa can be able to confront a minority in the world under the leadership of the Trump administration.
Oh, we have a racist alert. A minority. So white people in the world, a racist alert. Yeah, that's enough of that. That's a racist alert. We're gonna call that woman out. Racist alert. Racist alert. Yep. Okay. Da Fatai. Da Fatai. Yes, right, folks. Da Fatai. Yep. Thank you, Renault. Yes, Sven Stalabard says, well, all these trolls cut from the same cloth. They make incoherent comments, think they sound smart, but end up playing the fool. Yep. Don't let negative comment. Oh, no. I was actually excited about the negative comments on the Twitter. That's hilarious. Why are times always different, Chris? 15:16, but you're 15:12. No, it's 15:14. You're 2 minutes behind. You're behind. You're behind the broadcast. It's currently 15:16, and that's 1 minute behind. You're behind. Yep. Sorry, Jessica, but you're behind, and you're just a few miles away, so you shouldn't be behind. You should only be about 4 to 7 seconds behind, but you're 4 minutes behind. What's the Afrikaner Federation? Is Matthew Dixon here? Where's Matthew Dixon behind now? There he is. Matthew Dixon. Why do they all sound so stupid? Because they are. They are so stupid. Anyway. Exactly, Christopher Arden. They just keep giving me ammunition. It's so funny. It's hilarious. You lost some brain cells hearing them. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, if I was intellectually challenged by these people, it would be hilarious. Oh, man. Anyway, so how are we doing? Let me take a look at the channel now before we leave. Hello, Belinda Claire Bowes from Philosdorp. Okay. And KVD prostitutes. Let me just take a look here real quick. Okay, that breaking video is now up to 44,300. That's good. And the live is at 38, so 74, 82,000 between those two. Cool. That's cool. Cool. And this one here, we have another 16,000. So about 100,000 views because of that today. So go ahead. Make it short. People want short news updates. I will, Anne-Marie. Nell, what about Formula One? Amazing amount of knowledge. Well, thank you, Arnold Erasmus. Yes, I know. Unfortunately, YouTube has been hiding my channel for so long. People find it late. Who is the target? You mean what, of the raid? Intimidating South Africans who are interested in the program. Yep. That's the purpose of the raid. Yep. They think that we are only holding South Africa's feet to the fire because of the Israeli case. The person just wants people to stop being persecuted. Kirtland Red, it's not about that. Yeah, they're stupid. They actually think it all goes back to Israel. They're blinded. They think everything in America is driven by the Israeli caucus. No, it's not. It's not. Curls should just ask get their school fees back. I agree, Loretta. Okay, why should a BE try to convince a fly that honey is better than shit? Yeah, Karen, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We're 3 hours and 36 minutes now. I haven't eaten all day. It's 3:19, but it's a Tuesday. It's not Wednesday, so I'm okay. Yeah, so very difficult to deal with these engineers and doctors. Yes, they are very talented, scientists, engineers, aren't they? After refugee attack, do you think it will stop at sanctions or will go further than sanctions? I think that the president's going to send a very strong message. My expectation. Listening to mainstream media gives me indigestion. I think it gives a lot of people indigestion. Yeah, they just keep giving me content to refute. It just makes life so nice. So I see a lot of people jumped on my stuff. You know, it's fascinating. I appreciate Willem Petzer forwarding my content, and I don't think he ever does that. I know that Conscious Caracal does. I could be wrong about Willem, so I appreciate that. Off the bed. I know Varoshka, it's getting late for people. Helen couldn't sleep. Helen couldn't sleep. Yeah, they didn't pay school fees. D-Skim, thank you. You're very welcome. Edward Smith is laughing. Anyway. All right. So we are really going to wrap this up. Should we wrap it? That says 1,200. That's not correct. That's an old view. This thing has got old numbers on it. Anyway, so I think it's probably time we do wrap it up. Let me see. 2 times 14 Rand super chat. I'll have to look. Let me look and see. So let me look and see if I got the super chats from you. Okay. Super chats, earnings there. Oh, super chats. Who am I looking? Varoshka, I did get it. CCV TV footage possibly at rated venue. I answered that, Varoshka. I saw that earlier. I commented. Did you not hear that? I said that earlier. Yeah, I saw that earlier. And you said it twice. Mad Max gave a link. I'm sorry. I did mention that. I read that. I didn't say super chat, but I read it. Yeah, there's going to be a follow-up from the South African. What's this? No, I currently read. Yeah, so no. Yeah, there probably is CCTV footage, but I don't have access to that. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. So, anyway. Yeah, I got 706, so that's down a bit. Okay, take a poll. We did polls. We did a bunch of them. Should probably start winding down. Yep, I am going to wind down here. All right, I need to get something to eat, and I need to read messages and check in on some of the refugees over here. All right, so again, quick wrap-up. The refugees that were due to fly this evening did not fly. They're being secured and taken care of by the U.S. Embassy personnel because of what happened today at the center. At the Refugee Processing Center in Johannesburg, uniformed South African officials raided the site. They copied license plates. They intimidated and threatened refugee applicants. They sought a registry to get names, and U.S. officials evacuated the site, evacuated the refugee applicants, and evacuated themselves. Yeah, so that's what we know at this hour. Additionally, DJ Waras was murdered today in Johannesburg. Thank you all so much. Take care. We'll see you later on. She didn't say anything, Tiger Snake. She didn't say anything worthwhile. Nothing related to this. That's going to do it. You guys take care. Good night. Cheers.